Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm William Rosine. I'd like to thank you for joining us here on the football night on the PHS TV Sports Network. Tonight we are at Plum Mustangs, same as your Plum Mustangs are taking on the McKeesport Tigers. I'm joined in the press box today by seniors B.J. Campbell, Brendan Toot, Jackson Rogers, and junior Garrett Poe, and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Rick Barat. This is a big game for the Mustangs as they look to keep the ball rolling on offense with an offensive showcase against Franklin last week. The Plum Mustangs are coached by Matt Morgan last Friday against the Franklin Regional Panthers. Plum entered the game on their own turf, looking to come away with a win. Plum came away with the win 33-7 over the Franklin Regional Panthers, which improved the record to 2-1 and a 2-0 record at home. With Anthony Little starting this week, look for him to carry this Mustang offense back to another victory. McKeesport Tigers are coached by Matt Miller and come into this one with a 2-1 record after winning against Connellsville last week 60-7. For Plum, I'm going to circle Colt Robb, Mr. Bart, for my guy to watch. Had a stellar outing last week with running the ball and on defense with the interception. Also for McKeesport, I'm going to watch out for running back Leighton Jordan, the running back for them. And we talked to Aaron Scheffler in class, Mr. Barat, and he said watch out for him with the triple option going, so this is going to be a big one to look out for, Mr. Barat.
No, I agree, Wills. The Mustangs come flying out now, and they should be all fired up. What a big win last week, guys, against the Franklin Regional Panthers, and the Mustangs need to carry it over to this week's game. And let's just set the table here a little bit. They know that if they beat McKeesport, even though they've lost to Penn Trafford, they've beat Kiski, they've beat Franklin, they've beat McKeesport, and truly with Connellsville struggling this season and also Armstrong struggling a little bit with Latrobe and Gateway left, as long as Plum would, even if Plum would lose those two with a win tonight, they can make the playoffs. So a loss here tonight kind of makes it come down to an Armstrong, Latrobe, and Plum matchup to see who gets in the playoffs. So we'll play it by ear and we'll see what happens. But we know that these McKeesport Tigers lost to the Franklin Regional Panthers earlier in the season, the first game, and I was talking to the gentleman that sells our 50/50. He's real helpful in soccer also, Sean Gilday, and he said that he talked to Coach Bott at Franklin Regional, and they prepared for McKeesport for about three months.
Wow.
And it was their Super Bowl, and McKeesport also turned the ball over 5 times. So I would be stunned if McKeesport would turn the ball over 5 times. So, that'd be great for the Mustangs. Yeah. So the bottom line is what I'm trying to say. Franklin Regional had some breaks, but they still won the game. And Plum beat Franklin Regional pretty handily last week after being down 7-0 and scored 33 unanswered points. So we will see what happens. I am actually looking real forward to this game tonight because a win here by the Mustangs tonight probably, knock on wood, puts them in the playoffs. And Plum's able to beat McKeesport and a loaded Gateway team. It could be the first home playoff game here since 1999.
I know the student section's hyped. I know this whole place is going to be rocking tonight since it's homecoming night, Mr. Barat. We had a prep rally this afternoon at school.
Yeah, first one in a while.
Yeah, and it really showed how much this team means to the school. Seeing how good they've been this year, it's really encouraging to see what they can do today. And talking to some of the guys in class, it seems like they have that mentality of, hey, we can win this game. That's not coming into this one. That, hey, this is McKeesport. We know they're good, but we saw tapes on Huddle with Aaron Scheffler that they like to run the ball. They don't like to throw the ball that much. So Mustangs are going to have to pressure the quarterback, pressure the running back, keep them behind the line of scrimmage, and just play their style of game like they did last week.
No, I agree, Will. And so, and I kind of like this with Plum kicking off. We talked about this a little bit at the end of the period today. I really like getting the ball in the second half. Now you have to prevent McKeesport from running it down your throat. And this first drive is going to be really, really big because we will see them in the triple option. and they want to score and put Plum behind the 8 ball right away. So this is going to be a real big test to start off the game. Is Garrett Poe as the camera, and we'll pan to the left on Jackson Gilday's kickoff.
Kick is up, and that's going to be a well kick. That's going to almost get him in the end zone, but he's going to carry around past the 10. Nice little stutter step there, gets to the 20-yard line.
That was returned by number 13, Branson Smith. He's a senior, 5'10", 147 pounds, so I'm sure we'll see him a lot tonight because he'll be in on the whole offensive scheme. And Plum seem to have a different type of uniform every week here, whether they're home or away guys. And sure enough, here they are, and they're, as they had the all-whiteys.
Oh, I don't like those all-whites.
They had the all-whiteys, now they have the all-purples.
I like these all-purples do look nice. As Dakota Sunday's going to lead this defense, as he did last week. Mike Jr.'s here on the line with Aaron Scheffler, also with Carson Ewing on the left. Number 5 takes under center.
That's John Harper, Will.
He's going to hand off to number 32. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage. Carried by number 32, Carlinos AC?
Yeah, AC maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. You know, BJ will be yelling out the names of people here. So, and you know what? We have to remember, McKeesport runs a triple option, and so you know, a 3rd and 12 from McKeesport does not mean pass. That is a real good running down for them.
And we saw a lot of that on the film that we watched with Aaron Scheffler. There's that handoff again. He's going to gain at least 2 yards here.
I think he took it. That was Leighton Jordan. He's a senior, big kid, 6'3", 202. And so typically would be getting ready for a pass here. But, you know, as we talked to Garrett and Brendan, our camera operators, not to zoom in the whole entire time because this could be a run, and we will probably lose the ball a little bit here. So I would be stunned if McKeesport passed here, guys.
Yeah, we talked to Aaron Scheffler. We talked to Aaron Scheffler in class, and he said that they really don't like to run that, pass that ball, and he's gonna just have number 9,
4, Leighton Jordan. That's on your to-watch list, like you said. That's obviously the reason they're going to watch him.
He was just carrying Dylan Tomko for at least 5 yards there, so picks up the first down. I think that was good for the Mustangs to get him to a 3rd down, show that they can stop him here, but didn't seem to get him a 3 and out. So it'll be 1st down and 10 on the 36-yard line.
I'm going to say for Plum to be successful, they're going to need to stop Leighton Jordan there. He's going to be their main guy, go-to running.
Oh, there he goes.
See, there he goes again, getting like a nice little gain of like 7 or 8 there.
7 or 8
if he
yards.
gets those, we need to stop him there up the middle.
And this is it. I'm sorry, Jack. And this is where they're so dangerous. When you have 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, because if they do fake that run and pass the ball, I mean, I'm sure as Coach Morgan has probably told the defense, I mean, there's going to be single coverage on the wide receivers. So, I mean, everyone has to play in the box.
As you see, Hunter Field, or is that Dylan? That's Dylan Tomko, the lone safety in the backfield.
Going to go to Leighton Jordan again as he breaks up the middle. He's going down.
20.
Hit the 20,
10,
15 to the 10. He's going to score a touchdown here from the McKeesport Tigers. That's what you got to worry about there. He's number 1 for a reason.
That run, Mr. Brett, as we talked about, that's pretty much all they do is just run. So.
Yeah, that was number 5, John Harper there on that run.
So. Mustangs going to go down here first, 6-0, as number 41, Anthony Bitko, you know say?
Bitko, I don't know.
Once is going to try to knock this one in. Ball snapped, held, kick is up, and good.
So the McKeesport Tigers are going to get an early jump here off the Mustangs, 7-0.
With 9:34 left in the first quarter. It's a big blow to the Mustang defense, but now they see what they're going to do, what they come out with, and do you think they're going to blitz all the time now, Mr. Brott, or do you think they're going to stay back, like, in case they throw the ball?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I think they're going to put 7, 8 guys in the box. I would expect eventually what Plum to do is to have Coach Morgan and Coach Adams spread out McKeesport because they are just so talented. I think you got to isolate them and spread them out. So I would like you might see short screens tonight, or like just short little fly patterns. You know, the back coming out of the backfield. But Plum's going to go with a. They're going to go with the run first. Obviously, that worked really well against Franklin Regional. So you have to hope McKeesport probably makes some mistakes. And Plum did great on the first couple plays that the Tigers had. But boy, the Tigers seem to submit their will in the last 2 or 3
I definitely have to
plays.
agree with that.
As Hunter Fields and Lawrence Scafari are back to receive this kick. It's going to be kicked by number 4.
Leighton.
Yeah,
Leighton Jordan.
Leighton Jordan's going to kick this one off instead of their extra point kicker.
Yeah, he must be everything here. Huh?
Wow.
Well,
Straight on kick.
Taken by number 18 for the Plum Mustangs. Is going to get
it's going to get stuffed
tackled.
at about the 24-yard line there.
24,
Yes.
23-yard line. So
That's Max Matulski with the return.
Yep.
not bad field position here, Mr. Broad. I mean, we've seen the Mustangs for the past 2 games. It seems like they've always gotten to the 30 or past the 20-yard line whenever they they try to run back the kick. But we talked to Aaron Scheffler in class, Mr. Broad, and he said that this is going to be a big matchup with him and number 79, Alexander Meadows. So look for that matchup as Anthony Little steps back.
That's
Going to
his
throw to
man,
number 9, Dylan Tomko.
Dylan, he had his knee on the ground, so in high school football, that's an automatic, down.
Yep.
So, but good gain. That's what Plum needs to do on first down. That was a gain of
Gain of
about
7.
5.
And I was talking to Dom Carlosano in class today, and he said that you'll see them bunch 2 wide receivers together, and you'll see one guy come in motion and just go straight across the seam because McKeesport runs cover 3, so that'll be wide open.
Handoff to Dakota Sunday as he's going to find a hole. He's going to get the first down and gains 2 more yards. He's going to be at the 30. No, it's
41. Or, excuse me, 36.
Yeah,
36.
36. That's a first down by the Mustangs. So little mix here on the first 2 plays. Excuse me. A pass to Dylan Tomko, run to Dakota Sunday, and that's what Plum has to do, keep the McKeesport Tigers guessing. And by splitting out 4 wide receivers, you're putting Leighton Jordan out wide, and there's actually single coverage out here.
There it was right there, but it was batted down, intended for number 10, Reed Martin.
He's batted down by number 79, Alexander Meadows of the
Go ahead, I'm
McKeesport
sorry,
Tigers
DJ.
there.
I was going to say, I wish we
Yeah.
really had replay because as Plum ran the motion, there were 3 wide receivers to the left side and only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 2,
Jackson's
yeah.
side. There's only 2 defenders for McKeesport. So.
That could have been.
And that's what they said. They wanted to make them make a decision, and they'll run slants with those 2 wide receivers to the left or to the right.
It's going to be a handoff to Colt Robb. He's going to
good
start. Nice cut by Colt Robb. He's going to
Nice
get
gain there,
across
7
the
there.
40-yard line, around the 40.
ish. Now they're going to move him back a yard. He skidded up there, guys, to the 42.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs.
I mean, last week Colt Robb had a great
Yeah.
week. He obviously showed what he can do, and he really came out to me like I didn't expect that from him. And now he's more of a go-to guy for me.
Absolutely. And I would not be surprised. I mean, this is a tough down for McKeesport also to cover. 3rd and 4 could be a run here for the Mustangs.
1 safety back, and that's John Harper. So Anthony Lowe's going to
drop
turn
back and
out
a little
and
bit of
just
a-
underthrows Hunter Fields. So it'll be 4th down. You'll probably see Jackson Godet come out and punt this one back.
Yeah.
Jackson Godet's been having some good punts lately, Mr. Broad. And
So, yeah, Jackson's been doing well this year so far.
yes, so look for him to knock this one inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, his kicks have been pretty spot on. I was watching him warm up, and looked like he was kicking it well, so hopefully a big day from him we can
Yes.
see.
Jacob George, the long snapper here.
And as you were saying, he's had some pretty good kicks. You see the punt returners, they saw him come on the field and they moved back 10 yards because of the leg he has.
Here's the kick, and that's
It's
going
gonna
to be
bounce.
a dribbler.
Get a Mustang bounce there as McKeesport Tigers take that, number 13.
Good
Nice
cut.
cut.
He's going to
gonna
take
get-
it down the side. He gets a good
Ooh,
walk.
there's a flag.
Multiple
There's a
flags on the
flag.
field.
That hit was by number 7, Kanota Gaskins.
Dylan Tomka was hit. I didn't know if that was necessary. I mean, I thought it was shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah.
but
Looks like a clean
I mean, the
hit
refs
here.
just came. Yeah, I agree.
He just, right when he
Jackson.
saw that hit, he
Yeah, it was flag was
reached
immediate.
he reached for his,
The run was by Branson Smith of the McKeesport Tigers there as he made the nice cut and got to
Well,
the
that'll
side
be
there.
15 yards from the spot of the foul, so it looks like the refs have it at the 32, so that should march McKeesport back to the 17-yard line. So that's McKeesport starting under the shadows of their own end zone right now, guys, which we're all for that.
Yeah. I mean, after their first drive of getting a touchdown, I would hope that they can go 3 and out here and just get us the ball back in better position than we had.
Let's see if Plum does anything differently as McKeesport comes out 2 wide receivers.
7:40 left in the first quarter. Snap is going to be handed off by number 4. Good stiff arm is going to find a hole and he's going to get the
It's a
first down.
and more.
Dakota Sunday with a game-saving, touchdown-saving tackle as Leighton Jordan came rifling through the left side, and Plum's going to have to find an answer to him soon.
There's their answer.
There you go.
And there was the answer.
So he's going to be stopped in the backfield there as they attempted a little run play there.
Loss of 2 yards, going to be dropped at the 30-yard line.
32.
And he was, sorry, Mr. But it's funny because right before that play, you heard the McKeesport Tigers student section screaming, "You can't touch him."
Yeah.
And then
Touched him in the back there.
yeah, touched him in the backfield.
So 2nd and 12 now. Ball on the 30-yard line. 6:55 as the clock's ticking here. So another.
Oh, false
that's
start on the
there we
offense.
go.
Flags are thrown. Number 79 there.
Yeah,
You got
for the
Alexander
Tigers.
Meadows there of the Tigers with the false start, it appears.
That's good for the
Alexander
Mustangs.
Meadows is a big guy. He's 6'5", 256 listed in the program. So, and you know, Aaron Schefter's going against him, and as Aaron just simply tells us in class, well, another Division I prospect. So,
For Aaron Schefter to win another battle.
yes.
Yeah.
And again, this is not a passing down for the Tigers.
This is
It is
probably
2nd
gonna
and
be-
17.
This is going to be a run play probably. It's going to be, yep, there it is.
Right up the middle, and he's going to break some tackles and get a first down as he cuts to the left side. Number 21 looking to get him.
Good stiff
He gets
arm.
another block, and he's going to score a touchdown here for the McKeesport Tigers as a little run play up the middle turns into a touchdown for them.
That stiff arm killed him there, Mr. Brass. Colt Robb tried to tackle him, but just stiff armed away.
That was
Wow.
that was a 75-yard run. His last run was over 50. So he, I mean, that's
Wow.
Leighton Jordan has at least 125 yards rushing.
Already.
In the first quarter.
And I was, like I said, talking to Dom earlier, and he said that the defensive tackle's job was to worry about that run up the middle. The defensive end will worry about the quarterback scramble, and then there would be safety help over the top.
Yeah.
As you see, number
Good.
41 kick right through the uprights. But as I was saying, you'd see that safety come down. So obviously, maybe a little bit of miscommunication there with the Mustangs on these first 2 possessions for McKeesport.
So it's 14-0 here in the first quarter with 6:23 left in the first quarter. Plum Mustangs need to get something going on offense here, guys. As we saw, as I said in my intro, a offensive showcase last week against Franklin Regional. Look for them to come out now.
And so far they're running all over the Mustangs defense, and I feel they'll make the adjustment to stop him. Obviously, it's just it seems they're caught off guard by it. You know, there was a 2nd and 17 for
Yes.
them. A run up the middle, just got right through all those gaps and scored a touchdown for them. That was impressive.
Yeah, they'll. I believe the Mustangs
Yeah.
will make an adjustment.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 2 different. I mean, you don't have a guy like Leighton Jordan that you can send out there and practice. So maybe they're just kind of feeling him out here, and then they're going to stop him later in the game.
So now number 7.
Steve Gestrich, guys, just told us told me Leighton Jordan has 6 carries for 111.
That one's going to be a big kick as Hunter Fields takes that at his own 5-yard line. He's going to get well past the
Flag.
25-yard
Flag
line.
on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Look.
And he obviously has 2 touchdowns too, Mr. Brott, to go with that.
Yeah.
So I believe it's important here, guys, that Plum cannot look at the scoreboard and think we're down 14,
definitely.
we can't stop them, 21, 28, nothing. They just have to put together a drive, get a couple first downs.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to get some points, but obviously, like I said in the intro, Will, I mean, this is an important game for McKeesport. If they would lose to us and Franklin with Trafford and Gateway, I mean, it's
going to be hard to get in the playoffs.
Hard to get in the playoffs. So this is their Super Bowl, as Franklin treated the McKeesport game as their Super Bowl.
Anthony Little with Colt Robb and Dakota Sunday backing him up. Let me hand it off to Colt Robb as he finds a little hole on the outside. He's going to get to the outside and gain at least 2 to 3 yards. He's going to be stopped at the 20. 20.
And when, sorry, we'll interrupt you, but when the Mustangs go in that I formation, it's usually a run play. As you see them pass a lot out of that that bunch formation, you see them run a lot out of the I and the halfback. Single back.
Sorry, BJ. I don't know if you guys see this, but Carson Ewing just running up and down the sidelines, screaming to his team that we got this. Hand off to Dakota Sunday. He's going to get a yard or so. I think that's going to be a gain of 2 yards. 2 or 3.
Set up a 3rd and 5, guys, and that's fine. You don't want to be 3rd and long, you know, under the shadows of your own goal post. So see what Coach Adam calls here as Dom Carlosano comes in.
I think they need to view this as a nothing game here for them to be able to just clear their minds and just come back into this. And
Agreed,
like
Jackson.
you said, don't look at the scoreboard. Just think of it as nothing.
Going to be handed off to Colt Robb. He's
always
going to
gonna
find
get
a big hole. Good cut. He's going to get to the 30-yard line.
So that was a good call there, guys.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't mean to interrupt, because McKeesport's almost doing what number 71 is. I forget his name from Franklin last week. Was like they were like run blitz, just totally putting pressure in the box. And so I thought if Colt Robb can get past that initial line, he was going to go, and that's exactly what happened. So we'll see what they do here. As Garrett's on the has a nice shot there, as the linebackers are just creeping in.
Hand off to Colt Robb again. Good cut.
The middle.
He's going to have 50. Cuts back, and he's going to be tackled around the 45-yard line. So it's kind of like, you can run the ball, so can we, Mr. Baraya, as Colt Robb picks up the first down and a bunch more yardage here. The clock's going to tick past 4:40 here.
Yeah, it was a good run by Colt Robb. As you heard Will cut up the middle. It was a great cut, and then he gets to the outside. He did that a lot last week against Franklin. He would go inside, outside, then back in. He'd had a lot of success doing that against them. So hopefully he can have the same success against McKeesport.
So there it is in that I formation. BJ with Dom Carlosano to the left and Hunter Fields to his right. Hand off to Colt Robb again. He's going to find another big hole. He has blockers. He's passing the 30. Gets the outside.
Flag in the back.
That was a good block, I think, in my
I
opinion.
know, I agree with you. That's a tough one to swallow there.
That was Hunter Fields is arguing with the line judge now, so he's kind of like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? That was a good, solid block. But as you see, Matt Morgan's disappointed too with the call. He's out in the field, pleading his case.
I think that was on the front part of the shoulder pad there. I don't think he got around to the back side of it, but
I agree with you, Beach.
Two
gonna be
questionable flags there on what could have been clean hits, and in our opinion, what looked like from up here already.
It's a spot foul, Mr. Brott, so they're going to get a first and, 10?
First and 10, yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah, on the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the I formation here, BJ again. So it's going to be a handoff to, is that
Looked like
Carson Ewing?
Yeah.
That's Carson Ewing, a new running back in, is going to gain at least 2 yards. So maybe now McKeesport's seeing the I formation, what they're doing. Just hand the ball off. So here they come back in the I formation with Anthony Little, Dakota Sunday, and Colt Robb back there. As you see, 6-7 guys in the box right there, BJ.
Another
it's going to be a good handoff, good blocks.
Good patience.
Yeah, good patience.
Okay.
Looked like Le'Veon Bell for a little bit there,
there.
BJ.
That's what I was just about to say whenever you finished talking.
Yeah.
Looked like Le'Veon Bell in the backfield.
Patience.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 5 here.
3rd and... Yep.
So, do you go with a run play here, BJ? I mean, you went with the run play here against for the 3rd down last time, but look at the box. There's like 7-8 guys in the box, so they see that I formation. There's great blockers.
Colton Robbins, he gets to the outside again for a 1st down.
Colt Robb's going to get to the 25-yard line.
They're going to move it up. They got a 1st down there. It looks like.
And that's how Plum will do it right there. They're not going to get 75-yard runs down the field, but they'll get 10 rushes of 5-7 yards in a drive just to really wear you down rather than just get one big play.
And
guys,
that's great.
You guys, a little bit of a setback, 14-0 in the 1st quarter, but like I said, just chip away at it. 7 here. It's already cutting the lead in half, so let's see what they can do.
Fullback dive, kind of.
Dakota Sunday takes that up the middle.
He's going to get to the 20-yard line, so Mustangs doing well, as you said, BJ, getting those 5-10-yard runs every once in a while would be nice. So, I mean, this is like a kind of a running back showdown for the Mustangs. It seems like as McKeesport and Plum are flexing their guns here. As you see, another new running back in, Marcus Thomas, and he's going to get the call here. He finds a big hole. He's going to get past the 15-yard line around to the 14-yard line. So another 1st down for the Mustangs here, BJ.
And here's where the field starts to get short, so you're going to look to see them continue to run the ball. They're not going to try to air it out here inside the red zone.
You'd think that the McKeesport Tigers defense would be really good at running defense because of how much they run the ball. So it's kind of shocking to see them not stuff them at the goal line or something.
Yeah, I mean, some teams have their strong suits, some teams have their weaknesses. And
big hit.
It's a good hit there by McKeesport's number 5,
John Harper.
I want to say, like, just look at how many people are in the box for McKeesport.
That's what I was just about to say.
There's like 9 or 10 people, and we still gain yards.
Yeah,
like,
there's
our offensive line just pushes them. Keep pushing.
You know what we could do right here, boys, is we could set up for a great play-action pass and get us in the end zone right now. Boom.
Because they think once we come in that I formation, they know
that's
we're
what I mean.
Run the ball.
If you set up for a nice little play-action pass to Dakota Sunday, and then you look to your man, looks like Hunter Fields there in the corner. Let's see what they do here.
Look, they're going to blitz here, B.J. Jackson.
Oh.
Good play action.
Throws it to
24.
Touchdown Mustangs!
And he'll take it into the end zone. Number 24, Seth Norcutt.
Touchdown. Great eyes by Anthony Little. Great eyes. As you see I don't know if you can hear it now, but the fans are rocking now as they're cheering on their Mustangs.
Yeah, that was a good...
great play by the Mustangs. Jackson, you must have been in the room with the play callers.
I think I knew what they were calling. I heard it down there. I see what's going on.
As Jackson Godet comes out for the extra point as Hunter Fields is this holder.
So we got 56 seconds left in the 1st quarter, and hopefully Plum can cut that lead in half here with this point after right here.
So,
sorry, well, that was just a great job by Anthony Little. As you see Jackson kick the ball right through the uprights. But as I was saying, just a great job for him to stand in. He knew he was going to get hit. I mean, 2 guys were charging right at him, but he stood in, made the throw to Seth Norcutt, and ended up in a touchdown.
It's kind of weird, guys. Every time Mr. Barak gets off the mic, it seems like the Mustangs score, kind of.
Perhaps he shouldn't be on the mic.
Yeah, that is
true. Maybe they can keep scoring.
I didn't even think about that, but that is true.
Yeah, like last week.
Every time he was off the mic, scoring.
Yeah. So let's not let him on the mic anymore.
I think that's actually a big tension reliever there for Plum. Maybe they were a bit, they scored 5 touchdowns last week. They're coming off. They're like, yeah, we can beat these guys. They're a little bit confident, maybe too confident, some would say. But I think right now, they're good.
The Mustangs look to get a big stop here on defense.
Yeah.
If they get one stop,
huge stop.
I think if they keep doing what they're doing on offense and get a stop on defense, that it would be a game changer. If they get a 3 and out right here, it would be good for the Mustangs.
I'd agree. I mean, a big stop.
As you see on the left side of your, I don't know if you Garrett can get that, but on his left side of the of his screen here, you see the defense talking. Defensive coordinator's talking to his defense, tell them what they need to do, what they need to change up. So Jackson Gilday sets his tee on the 40-yard line. Golf tee here. He's looking to get his driver out.
Driver being his leg.
He's kicking the ball, not hitting it with a golf club.
Same concept.
Not really.
The kick.
The kick is up.
That's a good kick. Good kick.
He's received by number 13.
At the 3-yard line.
He's going to cut up the middle, and he looks like he gets stopped back. But number
28.
That is Daniel
15-yard
McGregor.
line. That's a good one right there.
Daniel McGregor. That's a good tackle by Daniel McGregor right there.
So that was a good stop in the back there, as they're going to be on their own 14 there. That's good. That's great. Not good field position for the McKeesport Tigers, but good for Plum. Hopefully we can stop them here, get a 3-and-out, and get the ball back and score.
Yes.
That'd be good. That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
That's the goal. Yeah.
So look at the box here for the Plum Mustangs. See if they load it up even more here, as they just have one in the backfield here, BJ. There's that handoff.
Well,
they stuff that
keeper.
He's going to get to the outside, and he's going to go
fast.
Wow. Number 5, John Harper with a touchdown for the McKeesport Tigers.
He was fast.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought he handed it off there, which was.
You got a monitor too?
So the Plum Mustangs are going to go down here 20-7 with 40 seconds left in its first quarter, which
You could just see that Plum needs to make that adjustment to those 2 running backs, because they've cut open to the inside and then gotten a few blocks from their big linemen, and then they get out there and just get in the open field and they can just run with it. That's what Plum needs to adjust to this next quarter.
here comes the snap. The kick is up and through
Appears to
the
be good.
uprights and good. So it's 21-7.
So Plum will be down 21-7 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yep.
If you're thinking as the Mustangs, I mean, you don't want to scoreboard watch here, but you got to say, look, we gotta do the same thing back. We got to score here. Not quick, but they need to respond to that and give the defense some time to look over what they're doing.
I think second quarter if the Mustang offense stays on the field for a while, this defense should just get together, talk it out, talk what they need to do and stuff, and this should be they should really talk about what they need to change here.
You know, I'm going to say it again. I think to make an adjustment against that guy, you need to really isolate him and only focus on him. If that takes away from a little pass play here, I would do it, because he's obviously cut them down. Because there's 3 touchdowns from the running back from pretty deep in there. I mean, we said we had great field position. They were on the 14-yard line, and they scored a touchdown off a run play. I mean, in my mind, that's eye-opening.
Yeah, off of just one run play, too. Not just like this is second down. This is first down and 10. So these are big plays that are happening.
Brennan Tudor's just informed me that John Harper has 2 carries for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Holy crap.
So the kick is off, and it's a line drive one.
It's going to be
go
in
through the out of
that was smart play. Smart play by number 35 on the Mustangs. Larry Scafari, as he's Hunter's return partner in the backfield. So Anthony Little and Colt Robb come out, trying to make a difference here.
So again, John Harper with 2 touchdowns and Leighton Jordan with 1, and it looks like that triple option's really working for him right now.
Yes, it does. So here's that I formation, and now that the McKeesport Tigers see that they would throw the ball, I think that they did put 1 safety back. So there's the handoff to Colt Robb, and he's going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Probably a gain of nothing there, so it'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Plum Mustangs.
So now they see that they are blitzing. Do they go to the play option, BJ?
I don't know. I think it depends. I think they're gonna run on this play too, because if they run it here and they get a few yards, that'll be the end of the quarter. I don't even know if they're gonna run a play.
Yeah, it seems like Anthony Little's just gonna walk leisurely, and his offense line is gonna stand up and start to walk over, as that would be the end of the first quarter. 7-21. Your Plum Mustangs are down to the McKeesport Tigers as they look to start over on offense here with a 2nd and 10 on their own 20-yard line. And if you're just joining us, Colt Robb with an amazing offensive series. And John Harper with how many yards, BJ? 120?
142
yards with 2 carries.
And then I think Leighton Jordan has 6 for, I believe, 121.
So it's all about running the ball here as this game goes on, it seems like. So first quarter thoughts, Jackson?
I think Plum needs to make an adjustment on defense against the running backs. Obviously, I've said that, but however many runs, it was a 75-yarder. It looks like an 80-yarder there. They need to really tighten up on the defensive line there and hopefully make a few stops of the running backs trying to cut up the middle, because I've seen some pretty good blocks by the McKeesport Tigers on offense to let their runners get into the open and then score touchdowns.
Totally agree, as the Plum Mustangs come back in the I formation with carry by Colt Robb. He's going to get 3 yards here. 2 yards here. So.
And as Mr. Broad said, the Mustangs will get the ball at half, so you got to think maybe, get a touchdown here, stop them, and then maybe get another one before half, and then go into halftime tied.
That's exactly what I was going to say, BJ. At least get one stop here in this first half, and then go into the second half with a good offensive possession to start it out. So I formation, handoff to Colt Robb.
Colt Robb gets a good run there. He's going to get about 6 or 7 yards there, Will.
Short of the first down. He's going to be at least 2 yards short of the first down. So Jackson Godet is going to have to come out and pump this one away.
You know, man, you hate to give the ball up, but you kind of have to in this situation. You really don't want to try anything.
Yes, especially this early in the game.
I'm worried about
with their running game too. So.
Hey, I mean, it's easy to say watching, go for it, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
You got to think of the consequences if you do.
Yeah.
As they look to keep it away from John Harper here, as John Harper has so many yards so far. So there's a good punt by Jackson Godet. That's a good punt. He's got a fair catch around the 32, 33-yard line. So
good punt by Jackson Godet there. That hung up there for a while, so that allowed his offensive, his team, his special teams to get down there. And
as that was a good snap by number 53, Jacob George, the long snapper here. So see if the defense made some adjustments here, BJ and Jackson. As Dakota Sundays goes in and tells them the play call they're doing.
I see number 2, Dom Carlosano out here is playing against a wide out here.
Yes, and there's only one safety back, and that's Dylan Tomko. He's at the 45-yard line.
Ooh.
It's going to be kind of...
Gain of 5 there, maybe 5 or 4 there.
Yeah, gain of 4 there, Jackson. That's going to be 2nd and 6 now.
They surprised me. I thought the quarterback had it there.
Me too.
And Leighton Jordan got tackled.
This is just like Franklin last week, BJ, as they started in the first quarter doing that quarterback option.
Yeah, I think McKeesport does a little bit of a better job, though.
Yeah, they definitely have so far. I'm very surprised by McKeesport because we were watching film a little bit for McKeesport, and this looks completely different.
Hand off to number 4 for McKeesport. Leighton Jordan is going to gain 2 yards here, so it'd be 3rd and 4. Is that still 3rd and 6 now? 3rd and 4. They just changed on the scoreboard. So look for another run play here, guys. Not going to see any.
This could be a big play here for the Plum Mustangs defense, because if you get a stop here, you can get the ball back in the second quarter and go down and score. This could be a big play here.
As they got 2 out to the left, 2 wide receivers out to the left, as no one's covering the other wide receiver. Man in motion. It's going to be a
number 4 with the run up the middle. He's going to cut up the middle, and he's going to find an open lane as he's Going to try to get away from Dom Colasano, and he stiffs arms him, and he gets into for a touchdown. Number 4 of the McKeesport, Leighton Jordan with the touchdown. Looked just like a run right up the middle, right up the gut, cuts up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, gets to the outside and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, if my math is right, that was a 61-yard carry, so I believe he had maybe 10 yards before that, so I believe he's up to about 181.
So McKeesport Tigers here going for the point after, which would make it 28-7.
So now that you see what they're doing and who they're running with, do you think that you're just going to assign players to that guy?
Have they ran a pass play yet?
No, they haven't.
I would just isolate the run game. If you give up a big pass, you have to let that go because this run game is killing them. Obviously, they have 4 touchdowns in one and a quarter of a quarter.
It's not like they're moving the ball down the field and it's like
it's just
third
a
and
big
5
play.
each time. It's just 75 yards, 69 yards, 61 yards. As we were just informed that Leighton Jordan has 9 carries for 178 yards, so my math was 3 yards off.
Dudek game here, guys. He ran over for how much, BJ, last year? Over like 200 yards?
I think it was more than that. I thought it was like 390.
It was about 380, I think.
As he said, a Whippeal record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't want to see that. No,
yeah,
we
hopefully
don't.
the Mustangs can stop him here on homecoming night.
I think we'll figure it out. We just need to isolate him and Landry, Leighton, and Harper, honestly.
I'm not going to say that if I was Matt Morgan or anything, but if I was Matt Morgan, I would assign someone just to hit him at all times. Get a button, rough him up a little bit, you know?
See, I think they're trying to do that. I think it's
just so hard to tackle him and stuff.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
he has that really good stiff arm.
He's a slippery snake. I watched him go right through that offensive line.
6'3", 202.
He moves quick.
So.
He's moving quick too.
I mean, they definitely practice this all week and they know what they have to do.
Larry Schiffery's going to take that one. Sorry, BJ. He's going to go up the middle with it, and he's going to look for a lane.
He's going to get around the 30-yard line. He's going to get to about
the 30-yard line, so good run as you can continue, BJ. I'm sorry.
Good blocking by Hunter Fields, too.
So yeah, that was number 35, Larry Schiffery, or Lawrence Schiffery.
Yes.
But
no, it's. I
thought it was Larry, but
I believe it's Larry Schiffery.
But anyway, as I was saying, I mean, they know what they have to do. They've ran it in practice, and they said that they had one of the coaches running the option out of the quarterback spot to make it a little bit more difficult for them. So they definitely know what they have to do, and I believe they'll definitely clean it up here at the end of the second quarter here and at the beginning of the second half.
The I formation again, BJ. Handoff to Dakota Sunday as he has a hole.
Lane as he's going to get away from number 5.
Crossing the 50-yard line, the 45.
He's going to try to stiff
40-yard line. That's a good play. No flags on the field, so that's good.
Little energetic there. I like it.
That's a big play for the Mustangs, as you see some of the players on the sideline now patting each other on the back saying, let's go, we're on this, let's go. But that's a good play. It's a big play for the Mustangs.
We said it whenever they went up 14-0. I still think, don't look at the scoreboard. Just think of it as 0-0. Just keep running your offense. Get down there and score. So let's see what they can do here as they're on enemy 40 there, and they're going to set up in the I formation. So they're going to hand the ball off to, he's going to get stuffed in the back there for a loss of 2.
Loss of 1, it seems like Jackson actually, as he got forward progression there. So. Do you want to see another run play, or do you want to see them play action?
I want to see a play action. I want to see everyone out.
I want to see a run.
Another big run by Dakota Sunday would be good.
I'm more of an old school kind of football player. I want to see them just run the ball right up the middle and just say my guys against yours.
There's that Dakota Sunday run is going to get 2 yards here. He's going to be on the 39-yard line. As it is homecoming night here, and they will announce the homecoming king. I don't know if they have a king, but homecoming queen.
Homecoming queen.
Homecoming queen, as you see in the stands, a lot of people walking around in suits and Well, you can't really see, but we see it. It's just going to be, play action pass here. Rolls out.
Anthony Little looks to his man.
He has number 7, Hunter Fields, but got tripped up by number 13 there. Branson Smith. No flag on the play, but
I think they're going to go for it.
yeah, this is kind of four-down territory.
I think they're going to need to go for it here.
But nope, Jackson Godet is going to go on.
I don't know for a punter or a kick here, but it's probably going to be a punt.
Maybe a field goal, Jackson.
No, it's going to be a
Saying.
punt. It's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
gonna be a
like
punt.
Mr. Brott said a couple weeks ago. It's that in-between distance where you're like, can't really punt, can't really go for a field goal, so you could just go for it. So I'm kind of surprised here.
Yeah, try to pin him back deep.
I mean, if you get inside the 10, that's a plus, but still need to stop their running game.
Yeah, and there's only one guy back, so try
Let's
to kick
see.
it out. It's going to be a nice short kick. It's going to get out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Oh, out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Good kick by Jackson Godet. As you see him, he is excited on the sidelines, BJ and Jackson.
So that's executed perfectly, honestly. I mean, you get it right out of the
Yes.
2. I mean, it wasn't the 1, but it was the 2. So.
Yes, that,
As they like to say, put him in a coffin.
That was a good one.
So,
So
the
they're
Mustangs, yes. So the Mustangs will have to come out and maybe get a safety here, guys, if they get him behind the line of scrimmage. If they execute correctly here on defense.
Let's hopefully they can get a 3 and out is what I'm hoping for, because then we can get really good field position and hopefully score before the end of the second quarter, because then we can get the ball back at halftime
Yes.
and have another opportunity.
Quarterback.
Oh, there's a
sneak.
flag. I don't know who that's on.
May have been on
If
the
it's
offense.
if it's a false start, it's just going to be half a distance to the
It's a
goal
false,
line.
I think it's a false start.
Yep.
So they'll go to the 1
Yep,
instead of the
false
2.
False start on the offense.
And I think that's a penalty that the McKeesport Tigers coaches don't really mind. You're
I
already backed
really
up
don't think they
anyway.
do, because they still have that running back there.
You
so.
just want to make sure that you get out of the end zone. So if you're a little bit too anxious, I don't think they have a problem with it when you're backed up like this. As
So
you see
first
the
and 11,
quarterback keep
yeah.
Another
Another
flag. So another half distance to the goal, guys.
So that will be
False start.
half a yard away from the
So-
goal line. It's-
What if they get another one?
Quarter distance to that.
A quarter?
I mean, this is interesting. They're literally pinned as far back as you can pin them.
Basically, yeah.
So hopefully the
shocking.
Mustangs can come out with a positive here instead of letting them run all the way
Yes.
down the field, hopefully.
And you see what play they're going to do too. They're going to
you
QB
know
sneak
it.
it.
You know
Because
they're
They're
gonna
not
done it
gonna.
twice.
Yeah, they're not gonna run.
I don't know if they're going to do it again here.
They're
I'd
not
be
gonna-
surprised
yeah.
if they
So
try to do it a third time.
We're talking about adjustments here. You can see Dylan Tomka's in the back here in case if someone breaks away. That's what he's here for. This is exactly what this
And
adjustment is.
he's pretty far back.
That's
there.
what I mean,
They're
like, in
on the
case-
half-yard line. He's near the 20-yard line. So
That's
Yeah,
an
you see-
adjustment. You got to do it.
as you see,
The Mustangs
them
are in a
stacked up.
4-4. Sorry to interrupt you, Will.
No,
but
no.
The Mustangs are in a 4-4 here.
So it appears to be a timeout here.
Yes, timeout McKeesport. It seems like.
So McKeesport has 2 timeouts left and Plum has 3 with 7 minutes and 8 seconds left as the McKeesport Tigers lead the Plum Mustangs 28-7.
So 2 penalties. 2 penalties for the McKeesport Tigers to set them back only a yard and a half. So it is first down and 11, ball on the half-yard line. So Mustangs just need to come out. You know what they're going to run too, BJ. They're going to run that QB sneak or something with a run. They're not going to pass it. So as we haven't seen a pass play yet from them, so it would be interesting to see what the Plum Mustangs come out and do. As you see, I don't know if, yeah, you do. You see Matt Morgan and the defensive coaches standing while they're kneeing and they're talking to them about what they're going to do here, giving them motivational speech maybe, telling them that they can stop them here. They need to stop them here.
I think that conversation's pretty heartfelt because, you know, this is a huge game for Plum, and if they do win this game, it could mean a playoff berth for Plum, and that's pretty it's pretty
and
big for them. And hopefully this is their halftime talk is going to be something similar to that, I would hope.
Sorry to interrupt,
No,
Jackson, but Mr. Brott did talk. If they do win here and beat a powerhouse Gateway team, it could be the first playoff game in Plum Mustang Stadium. It's going to be handed off and around.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. We hand off to number 36 as Dylan Tomka tries to capture him, but outruns Dylan
Number
Tomka.
32, he's getting to the sideline. He's going to be approached by number 5 of the Plum Mustangs, and he's going to get away for a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. It was number...
So that's a 100-yard run right there, BJ.
Wow.
A 100-yard run for number 36. We haven't seen his number yet. Number 36, as he's not on the roster.
I believe it was 32.
32.
Carlino's AC.
Oh, we did see him. So 100-yard run. You know, he's another player with over 100 yards.
Wow.
So,
99 yards down the field.
99.5 yards down the field.
We made an adjustment, and we still had, I think it was 2 guys in the back that time, and he got to the outside and got away from him with that speed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kick is up and good.
Here's
Now, McKeesport Tigers lead your Plum Mustangs 35-7 with 6:53 left in the second quarter. Plum Mustangs do get the ball after halftime. So
I mean, wow, I'm speechless, guys.
that was an amazing run.
It was. They're
you
doing a
can't
great
say
job
anything
running
about
it.
that. That was a well-executed run by McKeesport Tigers, and obviously they have practiced this over and over again about what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think their running game is very good right now. They're really just running on all cylinders. I mean, they're not even running their offensive line, because I was watching their offensive line the whole time. Their blocking has been spot on, BJ, I think, and they've gotten so many blocks that I saw right there to get them to that outside.
So I was just informed it's been 13 plays from the McKeesport Tigers for 419 yards.
Gotta be happy.
And that's on
everyone.
That's on the ground. That's just on the ground.
Have they ran a pass play yet, guys?
No,
I don't think they have.
I haven't seen pass play yet. So
I'm just having a hard time comprehending it almost, because like that's all they do is run. You would figure
they would just.
It's easy to say, I'll make an adjustment and just focus on running. And I mean, obviously they're doing a great job, because their offensive line. I'm watching them, and I'm watching just that. It's just the blocks alone.
Yes. It's just you have bodies on the on the running back, as you see. They're gonna kick this one deep as Larry Scafari's gonna get it. He's gonna go past the 20-yard line.
He's gonna get about to the 21.
Yeah. So so it's kind of odd to see here, as they do have bodies on the players, Jackson. They do get bodies on them, but they just can't make the tackle, because the McKeesport Tigers just use that stiff arm to their advantage. And that stiff arm is what's killing the Mustangs. But
it's not
I see on the sidelines now, Jackson, number 3, Carson Ewing, just yelling at his team, saying, "Let's go! Come on! We're still in this game. It's only 35-7.
Obviously,
and you have another half to go. So
obviously, there's some frustration between some Mustangs, as they're really trying to.
Fumble on the play, it seemed like. So Mustangs
recovered, it appears.
Recovered it seemed like. Yeah, Mustangs.
There's probably some frustration going on, because there's nothing. I mean, you can do something about it, but there's really nothing you can do about it. They're running the ball terrifically.
Out of the.
There's really. It's hard.
It's kind of hard. It's hard to beat a good stiff arm. Like, what do you do to beat a good stiff arm? Cut his arm off? Like, what do you want him to do?
Well, you got to go for the legs.
Yeah.
I mean,
but even when they do go for the legs, they like jump. There's a handoff to Colt Robbie's going to find a hole past the 25-yard line. So,
I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but I was talking to one of the coaches up here, and he said, I asked what are they doing wrong, and he said they're just missing assignments. He said they look good in practice all week, and they felt prepared, and I feel like they definitely were. Don't get me wrong, I feel like they were definitely prepared, but I guess he said just missed assignments. He said they just need to clean up on defense a little bit, and they'll be good.
I'd have to agree.
So the I formation again. Going to be a handoff to Dakota Sunday. He's going to muscle his way through to 1 yard short.
So it'll be 4th down for the Mustangs.
Yes, it will.
At this point, do you go for it?
I think they are. They're going to keep them. They're going to keep Anthony Little out there.
Sorry,
oh, never mind. They're going to call him back in.
Jeez, this is going to be. I think this is a frustrating one for the Mustangs. They really need to. They're going to go for it here. No, they're not. They're going to punt it away here.
Look for another booming punt from Jacksonville.
Yeah, hopefully he can get this deep. Hopefully he can just like
another on the half-yard line, maybe.
So we have
drive kick.
4:57 left here in the second quarter, and McKeesport, as the McKeesport Tigers lead the Plum Mustangs 35-7.
They're going to call a timeout.
McKeesport Tigers, so that'll be their second timeout.
So they have one remaining here in half with 4:55 left, as Jackson just said.
See, McKeesport had 12 guys on the field. So I think number 13, who is Branson Smith, he recognized that and he called a timeout right away.
Yeah.
Smart play there. Definitely heads-up play. McKeesport will definitely be happy with that. As if you're the Mustangs, you got to be happy going into half with just maybe down 2 or 3 scores. If you get a stop here and then go back down the field and score, it'll be 35-14, which that's not ridiculous come back from.
No, it's not.
If you can stop them on offense and then slowly just work your way down the field on your offensive plays, you can definitely be efficient with it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a stop here. There's still definitely enough time left with 4:55 left for them to get the ball out. 3 now. I mean, that's obviously what we're hoping for. Hopefully they can do that. But as Jackson Gaudet is going to...
trick
there's a
play.
fake hit. Number 20 is going to get stopped in the back.
That was number 28,
that might cost them, as that's going to give the McKeesport Tigers a great field position on the Plum Mustangs 25-yard line.
That was a good try for the Mustangs. They almost had him fold, but they were just they kind of read it from the beginning. They saw that number 20 wasn't supposed to be there, and
jeez, man, I'm speechless, guys. I hope that they can figure this out.
Yeah, I hope they go into this half. Matt Morgan gets in there and just tells them, we're still in this game. We are 100% still in this game. We just got to make some stops. As defense comes back on the field here on the 25-yard line, the McKeesport Tigers will take over. A handoff, and there's going to be stuff behind the line, guys. Mustangs get a fumble. Mustangs get the fumble. Picked up by number 5 on the Mustangs, Nick Gibson. So that's a big play for the Mustangs, as they will take over on the 30-yard line, so near the 30-yard line. So
that's a big break for Plum as a turnover there. So that's a big break for Plum as they get the turnover there, and they're going to get the ball on their own 28-yard line, it appears, as they're going to have a first down, looking to march down the field and score to make it 14-35, and that would be ideal in this situation, I feel. And hopefully they can get that done with Anthony Little behind there, as they're going to set up with the I formation right off the bat. He's going to fake. It's a play action pass. He goes to his man deep. He overthrows number 10 of the Plum Mustangs.
That is Reed Martin.
Yeah, he overthrows him there. So, Beach, for Plum to march down the field, what do you think they have to establish here, this first couple downs here, for them to get a first couple?
Well, there's 4:37 left, so I think the one thing they need to establish is the run game. I think that's really been keeping them not afloat, but definitely helping them out here. And that's what I think, because the run game, if you can get it going, that opens the play-action game, and we saw their only touchdown was on a play-action pass.
Yes.
So.
He gets stopped in the back for a loss of about 6 there.
Good recognition there by number 7, Tyrone Adams Wagner.
Sorry. I'd have to agree. To set up that run, get a couple first downs with that run, gain some decent runs, and then throw a play action pass in there, because that obviously threw them off their only touchdown, like you said, Beach. I'd agree.
Yeah, definitely. I think 3rd and 16 here. I think you'll see them pass the ball.
I'd have to say you're going to see a little drop back pass here.
Which you see number 2, Dom Carlosano, in motion to the left. Anthony Little drops back, looking for a screen to number 21, Colt Robb, who looked to almost get tackled from behind, but got it all the way up to about the 32-yard line, 33. So now it'll be a 4th and 6 for the Mustangs, so maybe, well, not maybe, definitely punt here. So the refs have a 4th and 5 here on the, the scorekeepers have a 4th and 5 here on the board. So as Jackson Gilday's back to punt. Sorry, yeah. Jackson.
No, yeah, sorry. Jackson Gilday hopefully can pin them deep, as they couldn't convert that 3rd down there. Jackson's up with the kick. Ooh.
Short one, but hopefully a Mustang bounce. Maybe it'll bounce off a...
Oh.
I was saying maybe it'll bounce off a McKeesport player, but down at about the 48 of the McKeesport Tigers. So just under 3 minutes left here, 2:59. 1st and 10 for the McKeesport Tigers. And
So 2:59 here in the second quarter here. Oh.
as McKeesport comes out in that, I don't really know what to call that formation. I mean, it's kind of like a pistol, but under the gun. As you see that.
And hand it off to number 4.
Johnson, or Leighton Jordan, not Leighton Johnson. And I guess he thought he got out of that as he kept running down the field, but
That was interesting there.
tried to plead his case, but to no avail. So it'll be a 2nd and 7 here for the McKeesport Tigers, leading your Mustangs 35-7 with just over 2:30 left in the second quarter.
So they're going to hand it off again to number 4.
Nope.
Ooh, a
It's
little
going to be quarterback
option
keeper.
there.
Oh, how did he stay up?
Good
See, I'm telling you, he's pretty slick there. He can get away from the run game. He can get away from defensive attackers pretty simply there, as you saw him do a little spin move, put his arm on the ground to gain leverage, and then just break away from him. So Plum Mustangs are going to work pretty hard to get him down.
That was John Harper,
Yeah.
as we said his name a few times there. Just wanted to throw his name out there. As you see Leighton Jordan get the handoff there, all the way down to about the Mustang 26-yard line. So that'll be a first down for the McKeesport Tigers, and threatening to score again with just over 2 minutes left here in this second quarter. You got to hope the Mustangs have a little bit of
Juice left in them.
red zone defense here like they have the past couple games and get a stop. As you see that end around to number 32,
He's going to cut up the middle and score a touchdown as
Carlinos AC, as he just
cut
basically
round and up the
untouched
middle.
almost. I think he maybe one guy.
So that'll be another touchdown for the McKeesport Tigers, as it'll be 41 looking to get 42 off the point after, and Plum's going to be trailing in this one 41-7 here in the second quarter with 1:54 left. So it's honestly been their running game. I haven't seen a single pass there by McKeesport.
Kick is up and no good.
Right there as it bounces
hit
off
the-
the right pole there. So it'll be 41-7 here. McKeesport leads Plum Mustangs.
Hopefully we win 42-7 or 42-41, and that extra point there comes back to bite him at the end of the game.
Really, you never know, man. You never know in this game. That's it's a
I
great
think-
sport. You never know what could happen.
Yeah,
And there's still 2 quarters left.
For the Mustangs, I think going into this half, Matt Morgan will tell them, hey, they scored 41 in one half.
Why can't we?
Why can't we? We already have 7 points.
I'd have to agree.
Why can't we score 41 points?
That's the question to be answered.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if they get one stop, if they can just get a stop on defense, I think they'll be like, all right, we're still in this. We can stop them. So
Sorry, Jackson.
No, I'm sorry. Has McKeesport offense been stopped yet on a play?
no.
Have they punted away?
No, they haven't.
They've always had a touchdown when they've had the ball.
But what I was going to say is the Mustangs come down with 1:54 left in this second quarter. If they come down and score, they get the ball at half. So come out, score here, get the ball at half, score again. I mean, you're looking 41-21 instead of 41-7. So I think that's definitely something that they need to look for.
Yeah,
That's the old
you could really cut it in half as Larry Scafuri is going to take this one. He's going to look back up the middle, and he's going to find nothing there. He's going to get stopped around the 20. Ooh.
Whoa, there's a flag. There's a flag. There's
multiple
2
flags down
flags.
as there's. Ooh.
So that'll move the
Okay.
ball up to the 40-yard line, I believe.
So
It's
that'll-
a 15-yard penalty.
That's a personal foul there on the defense.
Yes.
That was a little
15-yarder.
unnecessary there.
As we saw that in the Penn Hills game.
Did you
when
guys see Did you guys see who it was? What number?
number
player
10?
it was?
That was number 10.
Number 10 of the McKeesport Tigers will be Cannon Baldinger with that hit there.
And as I was saying, that's the old Bill Belichick strategy. I think he was the first to introduce that. Getting the ball at halftime and scoring right before half, and then getting the ball right after half.
Yeah, I'm hopefully the Mustangs can put together a really good drive down here and score. That would be my goal for this game right now, is to just score a touchdown before the end of the second quarter. So as you'll see, they'll be moving the ball up to, appears you're going to be right, BJ, about the 40-yard line. So it's really good field position for the Mustangs, actually.
Really good field position, but the penalty does come with a hurt, kind of backfired on you, because that kind of you have to think that that had to hurt for Larry to take that
Larry
hit.
got back up immediately, so it appears he'll be all right. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him, but he's all right. He's a tough kid.
So they look.
So as
Anthony Lowe drops
he's
back.
Going to drop back, look to his man.
Deep. Oh, look, ball was intended for number 11, Nicholas Luca.
Okay, so
they're starting to throw the ball more, guys. Starting to throw the ball more, not actually running the ball as much as they did, but.
And I stepped off the mic there to go talk to one of the guys down across the press box. I was wondering if targeting was a rule in high school, because you've seen.
Yeah.
You've seen a couple, hits that were kind of brutal.
Kind of.
And after the play, I was
hits.
wondering if any capability of them being tossed out of this game. But they told me that targeting is not a thing in high school, so good to know. Is a quick seam pass to
number 10, Reed Martin.
10.
I think there's going to be a pretty.
Which I don't get. I don't get that. Sorry, Jackson. Sorry. I don't get why there's no targeting in high school. Like, you think that they would put that into high school first before taking it up to the pros. They want to keep their youth healthy, I think, more than because that's the future of the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. You don't see it in the NFL, but you see it in college.
Yeah.
And there's been many questionable calls in college, because targeting is it used to be a 15-yard penalty, and then the chance of getting ejected
drop back.
You see him drop back and throw.
He's going to his,
overthrows
number 10,
Reed Martin.
But as I was saying, you see it in college a lot, and they changed the rule now is if you get the penalty but you're not called for the ejection, then it goes back and the penalty's revoked. But it used to be that the penalty still stood. And you've seen many guys get thrown out of games where it was a questionable call, but the NCAA just trying to protect their players, and maybe you got to look to see the Whippy will do that too. There's been talks. There's been talks in school that there was going to be a big fight on the field, so maybe the referees need to be aware of that. And
there's a booming kick by Jackson Godet. Takes at the 25. He's going to around the 30. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be knocked down around the 33.
Yeah, I'd say that was booming. I heard that one up here.
Booming kick. Jackson Godet's been one heck of a kicker as he pinned him down in the 2-yard line at the beginning of this second quarter. So.
Honestly, guys, I'm speechless.
Yes, I think that most of the people here are, as it's pretty much taking the wind out of the stadium, kind of. It's getting kind of quiet now. But still here to support the Mustangs, loyal fans they are, as it is homecoming night, as I mentioned many of times so far. So.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that after this, we can get through this halftime before another score of them, because we really need to have a sit down and have a talk. They need to really have a really heartfelt talk about what's going to happen to them and what they need to do to succeed. What they need to do to succeed in this, as they're going to get a gain of about 5 or 6 there.
That was number 5, John Harper.
So
I forgot his name.
If they get one more touchdown, does the mercy rule go in effect? When's the mercy rule?
I think it's 35.
35. Okay.
Well,
so
yeah,
we're not
because
gonna
that would be
get to that
one more point, so it's 34. But I don't see that happening.
No.
I think the Mustangs are going to get stingy here.
yeah.
They're going to get stingy.
And this is when you see a team, as the Mustangs are in their situation, as a team that is going to start taking some penalties. It seems like starting to fight back, starting to show that they aren't going to back down as much as they
You're right.
are showing. So the Mustangs need to keep their head here, as most players
Yeah,
say.
they need to get ugly here. If that's
No,
they need to get real mean here and stop them here.
So there's a big stop. Jackson stopped him behind the line with
I think
the clock still ticking past 36 seconds.
I think they need to just release that. They have a lot of frustration. I can see it on the sideline a little bit. I can see it on the field. They just need to release it on the McKeesport Tigers, and that's easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, they also need to keep their head and not take dumb penalties, as most people say.
See the Mustangs defense getting stingy here on the last drive before
15
at the end of the first half.
Sorry, BJ. 15, 13, 12 seconds left. And they're going to get one more playoff. Is going to
that was a bit stingy.
hand off, and number 4 is going to be
Real
stopped,
stingy.
and that's going to be the end of the first half as the Plum Mustangs are going to go into this one. As you see number 4 slowly get off BJ. That I don't know if he's just tired or...
Yeah, he might just be tired, maybe a little bit knocked out of him. But the Plum Mustangs are going to go into the second half trailing 41-7. So hopefully they can make an adjustment to the McKeesport offensive running, and we can make a better comeback than what we've done. We could make a better show.
So your Mustangs are going to go into half down 41-7 as you will see 2 things tonight. You will see McKeesport Tigers band come on the field, and you will also see the homecoming ceremony on the field. So stick around as the McKeesport Tigers are coming on the field now.
What is up with these school bands in space?
Drum major, Cassidy Dumas, this is band ready. You may take the field for your halftime performance. The title of the performance in the community period for the competition on football day. For each participation, the tournament name, purchase cap at 8. The Tiger Band achieved the first place in their division in 2010, 12, 13, 14, and additionally the group has qualified for Atlantic Championship held in Hershey, Pennsylvania in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Thank you for all your attention. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Lewis, and on behalf of the senior class, we welcome you to our homecoming celebration. As we introduce the members of our 2017-2018 homecoming court, we would also like to acknowledge the members of our 2017 prom court who will be presenting flowers tonight. Now, it is time to meet our 2017-2018 homecoming court, beginning alphabetically with Bree Violani. Escorted by Josh Brewer. Bree is the daughter of Michelle and Dave Violani. She is the captain of the volleyball team who plans to continue her volleyball career in college and would like to become an elementary school teacher. Presenting Bree the flowers tonight are prom court members Christy Cecilia and Ryan Gallagher. Haley Chisana, escorted by Chris Isidore. Haley is the daughter of Claudia Perry Chisana. She plays varsity volleyball, slow pitch softball, lacrosse, and is a member of MHS. Haley plans to attend college and continue her volleyball career. Presenting Haley with flowers tonight are prom court members Katie Costa and Matt Murray. Ashley Regan, escorted by Marcus Dexter. Ashley is the daughter of Dominic and Andy Friedman. She is a member of NHS and is the captain of the high school swim team. Ashley plans to attend Pitt Georgetown to study business management. Presenting Ashley with flowers tonight are prom court members Harley Glover and Ryan Gallagher. scored by Iowa Williams. Summer is the daughter of Brian and Kristen Williams. She is on the varsity softball team, varsity tennis team, and is a member of NAC. Summer plans to go to college and become a history teacher. Presenting some of the flowers tonight are from Fort members, Kevin Magnus, and Corey Curtis. Ariana Papadopoulos. Escorted by Nico Danilo. Ariana is the daughter of Maureen and Stefan Papadopoulos. Ariana is a cheerleader and plans to go to Ponca College School. Presenting Ariana's flowers tonight are Frankfurt members Matt Hartley and Maddie Meyer. Brooke Raposa. Escorted by Josh Tarzano. Brooke is the daughter of Susan and David Raposa. She is a member of NHS and is a senior class treasurer in student government. Brooke plans to attend Robert Morris University for her undergraduate and master's in nursing and her minor in health administration. Presenting Brooke with flowers tonight are Comfort members Kevin Magnus and Cindy London. Plum. Escorted by Comfort member Peter Williams. Mara is the daughter of Peggy and Scott Sloan. She is a member of NHS and SAD. Mara would like to attend Kent State University and major in fashion merchandising. Presenting Mara's flowers tonight are Comfort members Ryan Gallagher and Joe York. Please welcome back our 2016-2017 homecoming queen, Miss Savannah Yaka. Escorted by Plum graduate Tyler Ruggiero. Savannah attends Pitt Greensburg and is majoring in psychology, intending to go into speech pathology. Tyler attends Slippery Rock University and is majoring in safety medicine. Presenting Savannah's flowers tonight is our 2017 prom queen, Kayla Graff and Maddie Chillo, and our prom king, Josh Kruger. And now, by proclamation of the class of 2018, our homecoming queen is Bree Bialano. Congratulations to all the members of this year's court. The senior class is also extending a special thank you to our class sponsors, Mrs. Piper and Mr. Rock. Also, a special thanks to the Junior ROTC Sailor Team for their participation in our ceremony this evening. Thank you and good night.
and gentlemen, get out your 50-50 tickets. The winning ticket number will receive $875. The winning ticket number is a red ticket, 186658. 186658. Please report to the press box to claim your winnings.
What's up?
Remember, fans, our rebroadcast of tonight's game can be viewed Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 and 10 p.m. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, noon and 7 on Xfinity Channel 23 or Verizon Channel 30. A big thank you to the TV production students and their mentor, Mr. Rick Bowlott. Again, sports fans, the winning ticket on the 50-50, 186658. The winner will receive $875. 186658. Red ticket. Plum to receive the second half kickoff. Back to receive it, Steph Gary. And Fields. Gaskins to kick from McKeesport.
Yeah, we know that.
Fields on the return. Tackled by Baltimore and Smith. Little pass to Carlson, incomplete.
Nothing. Nothing. Excuse me? We're good. Okay, sorry about that, folks. We had a little bit of a technical difficulties. We're here back at Plum High as the McKeesport Tigers are leading Plum Mustangs 41-7 after the half, and Plum Mustangs have the ball. It appears their own 32-yard line is they're going to make a play up the middle, gain about 5 or 6 yards there. Sorry about that for the technical difficulties, Beach. We were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, good thing Mr. Brock came up here and helped us out as the Mustangs start. I don't know if Jackson already said this. Start with the ball on the 32-yard line.
We're good. So now we have on the mic Brendan Toot here. What do you think about the first half, and what do you think that we need to improve on?
It's obviously stopping the run game, and hopefully a few halftime adjustments will be back in it, but quick touchdown here.
Yeah, definitely roll it to the
Anthony
right.
Little runs out. He's going to run the ball.
And gets down at around the 50-yard line. So good run there to start off the game, or start off the second half, 13 yards.
Yeah, I think. God.
Sorry, as I was talking to one of the coaches again that are up here in the press box, and he just said, in order to stop the triple option, you gotta hit that ball carry at the line of scrimmage, and you gotta get hands on the quarterback. And he said it was just like he said, missed assignments, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be. So look for them to clean that up here in the second half and get a few stops and get back in this game. Anthony Little under center. Looks to hand it off to number 21, Colt Robb, who has a little bit of room. Gets down to about the 47 and 48-yard line.
Yeah, I hope that they had a great halftime talk, and hopefully they can get real motivated to come back out and do what the McKeesport Tigers did and score a bunch of points real fast. So that's what I'm looking for, is a bunch of real quick plays, hopping right into it, not really taking your time and going with it, but creating your own flow.
Definitely, and as we said, whenever they were playing Penn Hills, they just got to take it one drive at a time. They just got to, they got to worry about scoring. Each time out, they got to worry about scoring. The defense has to do their job. This game is not over by any means. As you see, number 33 with the handoff there, gets about 5 yards on the first down, so down to about the McKeesport 38-yard line. But as I was saying, everybody's just got to do their job. They got to get 3 and outs, and they got to score. That's basically it.
I think for them to succeed this half, they really have to shut down their offense.
Absolutely.
Their running was crazy, unbelievably. It was unbelievable. It was shocking. Just the way that they ran, and their offensive line really, really stepped up. I could see it. I watched most of it, and I saw, as we could see,
number 33, Dakota,
as he gets a little bit past the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Yeah, I just think their defense really needs to step it up. Their offense, it could have been better, but I mean, there's a lot of 3 and outs, but I'm really focused on their defense here. If their defense makes stops, I do think they still have a chance to get back in this.
And don't get me wrong, the offense looked good in the first half, even though it only shows 7 points up there on the scoreboard, but the defense didn't do that bad either. I mean, obviously, they put up 41 points in the first half, but there was a couple things that you saw. I mean, they stopped the run a couple times. As you see the handoff to Colt Robb there, cuts it back inside to about the McKeesport 36-yard line.
So it'll be a 3rd down here for the Plum Mustangs. Hopefully they can convert and keep this drive going and just storm down and get a quick touchdown like Brendan Toot said.
Yeah, I think the game's a little more evenly matched than the score shows. Just a few big runs and.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Just a couple big runs for McKeesport put them up in this game. As you see, a 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs here.
Yeah, it's a big conversion here, hopefully, as they form in the I formation.
Definitely a play-action pass. Looks like a hold on Dom to me, but...
Oh, he's going to run with it.
Looks to run.
He cuts back up the middle.
It's a first.
Oh, it's going to be close. I think he's going to get the first down, though.
Got an extra yard.
Yep, looks like it's going to be a first down for Plum Mustangs. That's a good run by Anthony Little there and make a good decision to cut back up the middle.
Yeah, it definitely was. Dom was getting held there on the outside there, I think, but he fought through it, wasn't open. Anthony Little went through his progression, said, you know what, I'm going to take off and run this ball, and that's what he did. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the 27.
So they're storming down, yeah.
Looking to threaten.
That'd be a good way to start it off. Yep. Yeah, so they could cut that down to 41-14.
Handoff to Dakota Sunday, gets to about the 22.
You got my neck there. I thought the quarterback had that.
2nd and 5 here for the Mustangs. As you hear the McKeesport student section over there.
Yeah, it's been a battle for these Plum Mustangs against McKeesport. They've had to fight that first half. They really have been fighting. Hopefully now it's our turn to really show what we're made of here.
Handoff to number 33, Dakota Sunday.
Looks like he's going to get the first down there.
Yeah, I believe he got down to about
so that'll be good. That'll be about
16, 17-yard line.
He's a good little run there. Storm up the middle and get the first down for the Plum Mustangs. Move the chains. So it'll be on their own 16. It'll be on the McKeesport 16 as they're looking to get a touchdown here. I'm looking for, like, their only touchdown of the game was a play action pass. I'm looking for them to run one more and then set up that play action.
Definitely, and you saw in the first half they played that slow tempo offense. Do you think the clock is going to be a factor here in this second half as Colt Robb cuts it back up the middle?
Little gain there.
Yeah, for sure, but fortunately they didn't get 42 on that missed extra point, or else the clock would keep running.
Yeah, that is true, as the mercy rule will be in effect, so maybe they can do something here to come back.
Yeah, that missed point attempt could come back. You know, the Plum Mustangs could get 42 and win it 42-41 if it really comes down to that.
Definitely,
it could be big.
That was a good point there too, because without that, the clock would continuously run. So other than timeouts, as we see McKeesport calling here, other than timeouts and stoppage, like turnover on downs and change of possession, the clock would move. So definitely a good thing that they missed that kick, because now Plum definitely has a chance to come back in this game. I mean, yeah, it's the 34-point deficit, but as we said, you just got to look, okay, we're down 7.
Yeah.
Each time, okay, we're down 7.
Don't look at it.
You got to keep scoring.
Yeah. Don't look at it as the bigger picture. You want to see it as smaller, you know. You want to chip away, chip away. I agree. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Plum Mustangs. Like I said, I'm going to look for a play-action pass here by them because they set up that run play a couple of times, couple little passes here and there, but I'm expecting them to go end zone here on a play-action.
And it's very interesting. You see him come out in that pistol. Dom was talking about that bunch formation, which they haven't used very much. Maybe they don't see exploiting that seam as much as they did before, as the handoff to Dakota Sunday gets down to about the 10-yard line. The ref will mark it, so 3rd and 4 here for the Mustangs. Definitely a convertible third down. You like to see that.
It's a big one here for them. If they can convert it, I feel like that's going to mean success here. But
definitely
got to get it done.
Yeah, I think the offensive line looks pretty sharp, sort of like last week. They're still able to run the ball effectively.
Yeah, definitely. Mike Giannuzzi and Aaron Scheffler looking good on that line with a couple of others up there. As you see that play action pass, Jackson was talking about rolling out to the right.
He gets sacked at about the 21-yard line
by number 15, Devin Sims.
Well, I just couldn't outrun that defender there as he gets sacked in the back.
Sorry, Jackson, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but Anthony Little looks to be limping off.
Yeah, it was a bit of an awkward fall there for him. But so it'll be about 4th and what would that be? 4th and long here for them. Are they going for? It appears that the Plum Mustangs are going to go for it here. And I mean, I agree with it in this situation. 4th and 15 here to go for the Plum Mustangs on the opposing 21-yard line. I feel like this is a must-make play for them. As he looks deep in the end zone, he's going to be open. And the ball falls. as the McKeesport Tigers will take that ball over on their own 21-yard line. Big play here in the third quarter already.
So the McKeesport Tigers will take over on their own 21-yard line with just over 5:20 left here in this third quarter, with your Mustangs trailing 41-7. And a timeout called here by Plum. Maybe they didn't like what they saw. And plus, even if Plum doesn't win this game, you got to look at it by the fact that even though they lose, Plum will still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they don't win out, I still believe they have a chance to make the playoffs. So this has to be a learning game, because you could see McKeesport again in the playoffs, and you got to
be able to adjust.
Yeah, you got to be able to adjust and stop this run.
I agree with you, BJ. They need to really make, even if they don't win out, like you just said, make an adjustment to their running game, because that running game killed them. They haven't made a single pass, McKeesport. And frankly, they didn't need to. They've scored 41 points off of running, pretty much. That's all it's been for them. No passes, no nothing. They really need to adjust to that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you could say, oh, they're just running the ball, but to us, it's just running the ball. But to them, I mean, it's not easy.
It's not. No, it's easier said than done. We've said that a bunch of times.
They made it look easy as wow, what a nice pitch.
It's a flag in the back
by handoff number 32 AC, and gets swallowed up by a couple Mustangs over there. But as Jackson said, there's a penalty in the backfield, so most likely coming back. But as I was saying, they made it look easy last week, but it's not easy. I mean, stopping the run, and then there's always the option to pass. Like, it's never just, they're going to straight up run the ball, even though that's what McKeesport does. They still got to worry about the pass as well, even though they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I would honestly, I'm not a football coach or anything, but you really got to isolate those two guys in the back. I would be dead set on them. That would be, even as a player, I'm not even thinking about a pass, because they haven't completed one, and it's the third quarter. I'm just looking run all the time.
Definitely is.
Especially them that far back, you know?
Yeah, it's as they just got a holding call there. Not sure who was on, but
I think it was 79 of the McKeesport, so that'd be Alexander Meadows, I believe.
So a first and 21 here for McKeesport on their own 10-yard line with 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Clock ticking down. You see that triple option quarterback keeper by number 5, John Harper. So
yeah, especially with those two guys in the backfield.
Yeah.
They do a good job of fake handoffs. Like, it's hard falling.
yeah, they definitely do a good job of that. I mean, like we said, it's like we can sit here and say it's easy to stop two players on a team, but at the same time, we're up here and they're on the field, you know what I mean? So it's a lot harder for us to say that. But
I mean, you could say it all you want, but they do need to make an adjustment. You could keep saying it, beat a dead horse, but they need to make adjustments against the running game, because it's obviously not working.
Right.
So second and 16 for the McKeesport Tigers. Doing on?
Another timeout.
Another one. So they've used two already.
Let's see.
I mean, you have a 34 point differential, I guess.
I mean, they're just trying to look to run a good offense, I guess.
Yeah. They want to make sure they got it right. I agree.
Yeah, like I said, the coach is obviously talking about making adjustments. I mean, that's obviously a given. They definitely want to make adjustments, and now's the time to clean it up, as we've been saying. And it's not all been bad. Like, we're up here talking about making adjustments, but I mean, yeah, there's been big plays, but there's also been short yardage plays too. So
yeah, I think
it's either they run the ball all the way down the field or they get stopped in the backfield. So they just need to find that medium where maybe they get 2 or 3 yards of play,
and they
don't sell out, and then they punt.
Yeah, I agree. It's been the big play that kills them. It's that it's not the 8 to 10 run every time. It's the 75, 85 run, which we saw 3 times, I think. But
absolutely, as you see, number 4, Leighton Jordan with the handoff.
It's gonna be a third down and long here for them. So maybe we'll see their first pass, but I'm still looking run. I'm still gonna be head-on run as a defensive player. I'm gonna be on the run.
But 3:40 here left in the third quarter. A 3rd and 14 for the McKeesport Tigers here. As there's a run to the right side there by number 4, Jordan.
So it's going to be the first 3rd and out. Yeah, first time the Plum defense has stopped the McKeesport offense there, and the Plum Mustangs are going to come away with good field position as the punt will end up maybe around the 50-yard line, maybe a little bit back more.
We haven't seen their punting team yet, so
yeah,
maybe it's true.
Yeah, but we actually haven't seen
a short kick.
Yeah, we don't know much about the kicker. There's 2 in the backfield. It looks to be Hunter Fields, or no, it's going to be Reed Martin and Larry Scaffold.
I snapped it out of the back of the end zone.
Get
him in the end zone.
Oh my goodness.
Number 4, Jordan.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, and he's going to run it out. Maybe.
Number 4 is
there's 2 flags down on the
I don't know if that's a block in the back or something.
Yeah, there may have been a block in the back, but I still think Plum's going to come away with this ball.
Let's hope. Maybe.
It'll be great field position regardless, hopefully.
Maybe they'll call the late hit, maybe.
Yeah, it could have been a personal foul on the defense or maybe the offense. We don't know.
Definitely a lucky break there for McKeesport.
I'm worried he was going to run it out.
It looked like it was going out of the end zone. He picked it up maybe just in time, got all the way to that left side. And you saw like 7 or 8 Mustangs going towards him there, but
yeah,
he still made it to the outside.
It's crazy. He picked up the ball and ran to the outside and gained about 25 there.
Even their punter doesn't run too bad.
Well, their punter's a running back.
Their punter is number 4, Leighton Jordan. So.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously he's just
so
he's an athlete. I mean, he's the kicker, he's the punter.
So Plum's going to come up with this ball on the McKeesport 25, and they're going to have great field position here as it's a first down, and hopefully they can score here. I mean, it's still – they have 2:30 left in the third quarter, trailing by 34 points, but a touchdown here, I mean, gives you something to think about.
Their kicker's kind of like our running backs, kind of like our own Corey Thomas. But sadly, Corey Thomas got injured against Penn Trafford with an ankle injury.
Yeah, definitely, as you see him in that I formation here. Run to Colt Robb, who gets to the outside.
So he's going to gain a 6 or 7.
The 20-yard line.
He's
so, yeah, 5
still been that guy, reliable for me to get 6 or 7 yards every time. He did it last week, and he's still doing it this week, just not as a higher level.
Definitely is. Number 10's down in the backfield there holding his head. That is Cannon Boldinger. So hopefully he's
he was the player that had that late hit on.
Maybe it's his leg.
Someone maybe, yeah.
As you see the Mustangs in the huddle. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like the trainer's rubbing it out, so it might just be a cramp, a calf cramp. That's what it looks like he's rubbing. Hopefully he's all right. And as Jackson said, just look to score. I mean, obviously a 34-point deficit is not going to be easy to come back from, but maybe just build on your offense for next week. I mean, maybe it's just a battle of trying to find that consistent offenses. You see 9 against McKeesport, none against PT, and then 35 against Franklin Regional last week, and now 7 here. Maybe you just got to find that balance between, and find maybe a little bit of consistency.
Agreed. I do think they need to be more consistent, as you see number 10 of the McKeesport Tigers still down on the field, so we'll have a little stoppage of play here for us to talk. And we didn't get to talk about our first half because we had no audio, but as our first half, what do you guys think we need to do to improve?
Well, obviously we said stop the run here, and as we see, number 10 is still down here, so
hopefully it's not too serious.
We'll be back after this short commercial break.
So we're back after that short commercial break here by the Plum Mustangs TV broadcast here. And so the Plum Mustangs will start it off. We'll get the ball.
As you see,
Back on about
Baldinger walk off under his own power.
About the 19. We got a 2nd and 4 here, guys. Yeah,
Sorry, Jackson, in that pistol formation with that 2 running backs, Dakota Sunday and Colt Robb.
Well,
64 just ran
knocked over Aaron.
right through the line.
Aaron deserves an Oscar for that one. That was a good
Michael
that was a good
Bowens.
one.
I think Aaron just kind of just fell backwards just for the fun of it. That was funny.
That was a good one. I have to ask him on Monday about the
First and
Tuesday.
10 here for the Mustangs. 5-yard penalty, so down to about the 14-yard line.
So it's a 1st and 10 on the McKeesport 19.
You see the handout to Dakota Sunday gets down to about the 10-yard line.
So again, about 4 yards there.
So 1:40 left here in this 3rd quarter. As Mustangs threatening to score here.
That'd be good, you know. It's 40. You could cut it down. They could get another touchdown here. Gets 14 points on the board. It's still.
I believe it's 2nd and 6.
So Colton Robb is going to take it to the outside. He looks like he's going to take it to the dish, and he's going to score a touchdown for the Plum Mustangs. Good run there by Colton Robb as he gets to the outside sideline and gets into the end zone to score. Gets into the end zone to score.
Absolutely. Good run by the Mustangs. Their offensive line really pushed them back. As you saw, I was about to say before that play, that box was full, BJ, of like 8 or 9 players, and they just kept pushing them back. And Colt Robb, way to find the hole, way to get the outside and use the speed to beat the defense to get that touchdown. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Day can knock one in here and make it 14-41.
Colt Robb really showed off his speed there.
Dude,
getting to the outside.
He got to the outside quick. I'll tell you what, he put on the burners there.
4 or 5 guys to the outside there, and as you see a kick by Jackson, it's up and right through the uprights. So 41-14 here. Maybe wouldn't call it a comeback yet, but
you know, another touchdown puts him within 20 points. So see what happens. You never know, man. We've seen some crazy games here with the Kiski walk-off, kick-off, quick field goal to win it. Hopefully we can see something here.
I'm pretty sure McKeesport scored 35 of their points in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, they definitely did.
It's obviously possible to come back in this game. I mean, it's not, you can't rule it out yet.
Yeah, the only downside to that drive, it did eat up a lot of the 3rd quarter, but
Good point. Yeah, they would need to get the ball back.
Yeah,
like they'd have to turn it over twice. I'd say they'd have to get an interception or a fumble or something.
The thing about the McKeesport offense that helps them when they get ahead in the game is that they when they run the ball, the clock consistently moves. So they never stop the ball. They never stop the clock because they always run the ball. So they don't have incomplete passes which stop the clock.
Yeah.
Or things like that. So they just consistently run, So even if McKeesport runs 3 plays here, that takes out the rest of the third quarter. So even if the Mustangs get 3 and out here,
Yeah, you got a
look
point
to
there.
get the ball around the fourth quarter.
You got the point there with a running team that eats up a lot of the clock really
Definitely.
quickly. So I'm sure that might be in the mind of Matt Morgan here, as they're gonna realize that all these guys do is run. They haven't completed a single pass. It amazes me to think that in a football game you could be winning by that much and not have a single completed pass. It opens my eyes, honestly.
It's interesting because, even still now, but more than before here, maybe we'll see an onside kick here. But what I was about to say was Georgia Tech does this about the same thing in college. I mean, they run that triple option fairly consistently, but they also have a few pass plays in there. As you see Jackson kick the ball off down the field.
It's a good
Number
kick there.
32, back to about the 1 yard line to receive it. Looks to cut back to the left, flag down on the right side of the field.
He's going to get to the outside. He's going to be stopped down about the 28-yard line, but there is a flag in the back, like you said, BJ.
But as I was saying, Georgia Tech basically made a living off this triple option.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones that basically made that offense famous. I mean,
I'd say.
you didn't see McKeesport do this a couple years ago, if I'm correct. So the fact that
No, totally different offense.
that Georgia Tech was the first to innovate this, and I mean, there's pass plays out of this formation. There definitely is. If they were losing in this game if it was the other way around, you'd see McKeesport passing the ball right now.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think so. Just because of time constraints, and I think McKeesport's going to just run the ball out.
Yeah,
That's all they're going to do.
As the ball will be moved back to about the 7
You know,
or
you
8 yard
honestly
line.
think about being the McKeesport Tigers, like, you have to think that Plum's like all run. Like, imagine if you just aired one out, you could really.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I mean. Like, their defense, every single, like, if you watch this next play, their defense will be real crammed in there, and they'll be expecting it. If you just wide one out on a man-to-man, it could kill us, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm worried about.
And just, I mean, looking from up here, it's a lot easier. But I was thinking maybe blitz the corner on
Yeah.
the one side and have the safety shade to the other side. As you see, number 4.
There we go.
Go up the middle, but then try to bounce to the outside and get stopped at about the 5 yard line.
Good
But
stop by Dakota Sunday there, yeah.
maybe, as I was saying, maybe you mix it up with a couple cornerback blitzes that would stop that quarterback, so your defensive line could focus more in on the on the
one
running
spot.
back.
Okay.
So that maybe they go to air it out over the top and they don't see Dylan come down. He gets a pick 6. I mean, that's a game changer. I mean, I'm seeing it from up here, but
Yeah, I get what you're saying here. If you just go to one side, you could really focus on that runner, and instead of having to focus on the whole wide field. Yeah, I get what
21's
you're
out there by himself. I
Yeah.
mean, as you see, I
That's
think
gonna
he
be close.
just might have got out of the
It's
end
going to
zone.
be in the 1 yard line there.
Absolutely.
So you just see the clock running down. It'll be about 20 seconds left in the third quarter, so that'll waste the rest of the third quarter
Yeah.
away, I think.
As I said, the best you
it's
could
a
do
1
here
yard
is
line.
get the ball at the start of the fourth quarter. So Mustangs may be looking good here. I believe it's about a 3rd and 17. If I
Yeah, with the clock
3rd and
running
18,
down. So
so-
we'll enter the fourth quarter with the McKeesport Tigers beating the Plum Mustangs 41-14, but
Definitely
the
a-
McKeesport Tigers starting in their own zone pretty deep with a 3rd and long to go.
sorry to interrupt
No,
you,
yeah.
but definitely a more promising
It's
third
looking
quarter
better.
we saw there. I mean, McKeesport, I'm going to go look here in a second, but I believe had negative yards
Yeah,
in
they
that
have.
quarter. I don't think they got more than,
I mean, just
I think
eyeballing
it-
it,
yeah,
they
I
have
think it'd be
not anything
-5,
compared to their
-10.
first one. Yeah.
and then Mustangs marched the ball down the field a couple times, went forward on 4th down a few times, but I mean, that's what you got to do when you're down 27 points. So not too bad for the Mustangs there that third quarter, as Garrick Poe joins us on the mic, as we'll see the team switch sides on the football field, and we'll be back.
About what? And we're back at the Plum. And we're back at the Plum Mustang Stadium as we're on the McKeesport 1 as they're really back in their own territory with a 3rd and long to go, 3rd and 18 here.
Saw us in the second quarter, Jackson BJ. We saw us in the second quarter.
That end around.
Yeah, that end around really killed them, but Mustangs seem like they're ready for this one. As I don't know.
And what
looks
I
like they're gonna have to waste their timeout, guys.
Yeah, that's their last
final timeout.
But sorry, well, as I was saying, I went down to check the stats in that quarter, and McKeesport had 8 yards. They had 8 yards in the third quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a big difference between their 400 and however many yards in the first half.
476 in the first half, and they got 8 in the third quarter.
Yeah,
that's a
Mustang defense has been tightening up.
Getting
I was
stingy.
at the beginning of that third quarter. Sorry, I wasn't up here, guys. I was the one that did the audio. I'll take blame. I'm sorry for that, but I was down in the field, and I really saw the Mustang defense all together in a bunch on the sidelines. I didn't really see anyone separated with their heads down. I saw Carson Ewing just walking back and forth. Dakota Sunday walking back and forth when he would be on the sidelines, patting everyone on the back, saying, "Let's go, we got this, let's go." So the Mustangs need to stop him here. It seems like it's going to be a end
Hand off to the
around.
outside.
Oh, that's a big stop.
Yeah, it's a big stop here. And
So it's going to be a 4th and long here as they're going to punt the ball away, and they're in the back. And we saw last time that they tried to punt it away that deep. There was a miscommunication as they almost lost it out of bounds there.
And the thing that might throw them off here is they're backed up in the back of their end zone. They're backed up in the end of the end zone here, so the punter will have to move up a little bit from where he usually punts. So that he could snap the ball over his head potentially, but
As we see another injured player there by the McKeesport Tigers, it's hard to see what number he is. If Toot could zoom in here for us.
no, we're not going to be able to see it on here.
No, okay.
So
Well, there's an injured McKeesport Tiger down on the field, and
we'll let you know whenever he gets up. It looks like another cramp. It looks like he's stretching it out.
So,
and,
as there's an injured player down on the field, we're going to go to another Plum Mustangs commercial break.
And we are back here as it looked to be like McKeesport was getting ready to get back ready. As I believe it's number 3 down on the ground. So number 3 is Deshaun Webb, who's listed as a quarterback and defensive back. He's a senior, 5'11", 175. So if I have his number right, his name is Deshaun Webb. So look for McKeesport to punt the ball away here with a 4th and 17 on their own 2-yard line. And as I said, it could potentially be a bad snap as they're backed up in their end zone, so the punter not as far back as usual. So more of like a shotgun snap than it is a punt. So we see only one returner back for the Mustangs as it's a line drive kick and takes a Mustang bounce back to about the McKeesport 38-yard line as Larry Scafuri was back to take that kick. So good field position here for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 with 11:18 left in the 4th quarter. As you see the Mustangs get out there fairly quickly. You see that bunches formation. 2 receivers on each side with a halfback. Look for some motion maybe here. Throw up the seam as it's just a straight snap. As Auntie Little's pressured and just gets tackled in the backfield by number 40. who's not on the roster here. So good play there by number 40, and about a 5-yard loss for the Mustangs. So 2nd and 15 here, as the ball is on the McKeesport 37-yard line. Just under 11 minutes here. You see the Mustangs back in that I formation, maybe looking to air the ball out more as clock's winding down here in the 4th quarter. As interestingly enough, a handoff to Cole Robb, who gets stuffed in the backfield, maybe for a loss of maybe just about a yard. So it's 3rd and 16 here. So not that much of a difference from 2nd and 15. Just got to get all the yards in one play, I guess. Definitely look for a forward wide receiver set here. In that shotgun formation to give Anthony Little some more time to throw the ball. And Anthony Little runs up the middle and looking to get as much as he can. Gets down to about the 29-yard line. So it'll be about a 4th and 7. So you'll see the Mustangs go for it here. With a 41-14 deficit, they're definitely trying to look to score touchdowns here, not field goals. So Anthony Little drops back. Good throw to the outside to number 10, and it's in and out of his hands. Number 10 is Reed Martin. So good pass, good throw there. Maybe just look to run with the ball before he made sure he had the catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 for McKeesport on their own 29-yard line. So .903 left here in this 4th quarter. First and 10, as they just changed possession. And a false start penalty on McKeesport, so that'll move them back to about the 24. So McKeesport not helping themselves there. 1st and 15 to start this drive. As I said, the Mustangs have made some adjustments here. Maybe with a little bit of help from McKeesport with a couple penalties, but definitely credit needed to be given to this Mustangs defense here in the 2nd half. Definitely seeing something different as I say that, number 4, Layton Jordan breaks loose, and he's heading down the sideline, not to be caught. So McKeesport will go up 47-14, trying to tack on the extra point to make it 48-14. So 8:48 left here in this 4th quarter as soon as I said give credit to the Mustangs offense, definitely looked better here in the 2nd half. Broke one free, maybe I jinxed them a little bit there, but as number 41, Beatko, will be on for the kick. As you see, number 5 is the holder, John Harper, the quarterback, so a flag is thrown. Maybe false start, maybe offsides. We'll wait to get the call. So it indeed was a false start. So low kick from the 6-yard line. And 41, kick is up, and good. So right up the middle. So McKeesport will take a 48-14 lead here on your Plum Mustangs as maybe look to put together a couple good drives before the end of the game here. .48 left in this fourth quarter. Definitely think the Mustangs are going to be disappointed about this one, as looks to be all but over here, but
This
definitely
one's definitely going to linger. Definitely going to linger.
Definitely some positive things here in the second half, though. I mean, McKeesport only getting 7 points here in this second half, so credit to the defense, and then the Mustangs getting 7 points here is maybe if we played this game over, maybe it'd be about 7-7 if without that first quarter. As we'll see, I believe it was number 7 on the kickoff. Kanota Gaskins. As you see it kicked back to Reed Martin, and the ball is going to roll out of bounds. So took a Mustangs bounce there, but go out to, I believe, the 35-40 yard line. So definitely a good break for the Mustangs. Goes out to the 35, so good field position to start. Maybe the best of the night here for the Mustangs with that good bounce. As you see Anthony Little in the I formation here, handoff to Marcus Thomas, who fights to about the 39-40 yard line. So good run there, maybe about five or six. So sets up a 2nd and 5. 8:20 left in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs. Handoff to Marcus Thomas again, who finds a hole up the middle. Good run. A couple good runs here by Marcus Thomas. Maybe a little bit of good blocking too. Down to about the McKeesport 47. So good generous spot there by the refs, I think. But worked out in the Mustangs' favor, so 1st and 10 here for your Mustangs. Good run. And that pistol formation. Handoff to Dakota and fights. Wow, it looked like he was going to lose the yards there, but maybe gets 1 or 2 there. So good fight there by Dakota. And Mustangs not giving up here. Down by 34, but you wouldn't see it in the way they're playing. They're definitely fighting for points here, trying to score. Which is definitely something the Mustangs coaching staff would like to see. Handoff to Marcus Thomas. Gets about 2 yards there, so sets up a 3rd and 7. 6:40 left here in this fourth quarter.
36 for the Mustangs.
She's so loud.
As you see the Mustangs in that I formation with a play action pass to the left. Anthony Little's getting pressured and intended for number 89, who is, I believe that's Nick Stitt. I believe we called that out last game, and he wasn't on the roster. So he's tipped up in the air there, almost caught by Dom Carlosano, who was on the left side of the field there, but to no avail as the Mustangs on 4th and 6. And then obviously the go-for situation is they've gone for it the entire second half. So So 4th and 6, high formation for the Mustangs. Handoff to Marcus Thomas, looking to find a hole. Gets to the outside, but gets wrapped up and gets back to about the line of scrimmage. So McKeesport will take over on their own 43-yard line. So as you see the Mustangs in that basically 4-5 defense, it looks more like a, as you see Hunter Fields switch out to the right, so McKeesport's still in that triple option formation, and literally everybody ran on that play. Some miscommunication there by the McKeesport offensive line. The only person that didn't move was the center, so obviously a miscommunication with the center there, I guess. He didn't snap the ball. But 6:05 here left in this fourth quarter. As you see that handoff to the running back. Not sure what number he was, but stuffed by multiple Mustangs there. As you see a helmet fall off for number 48, Colin Parker. So he will have to come off the field for a play as number 5, Nick Gibson, checks in for him. As you see a 2nd and 15 coming up here for McKeesport. And quarterback keeper by number 7, Kanota Gaskins, who gets to the outside and fought his way all the way down to about the Mustangs' 43-yard line. So good job there. Tackled by number 8, James Coiner, and number 10, Reed Martin. 2 guys around the play there. So .505 left in this fourth quarter. .48-14, your Mustangs trail. As you see the McKeesport offense again in that triple option, going to continue with that. Handoff to the running back.
Powell in the carry. Brought down by Fields, Turner, and Thompson.
So, looked to be number 28, Raymond Powell, tackled by number 8, James Coiner. So, 2nd and about 3 for the Mustangs here, or excuse me, for the Tigers here. As you see McKeesport taking their time getting to the line. trying to work all the clock they can before they snap the ball. Get down with about 5 seconds, snap it at about 3. So it looked to be a false start there, but quarterback keeper, and he gets to the outside. Number 7, Gaskins, but gets wrapped up on a nice play by number 9, Dylan Tomko. So good tackle from behind there by number 9, Dylan Tomko. As the McKeesport Tigers will get a first down. With 3:35 here left in the fourth quarter, as we said, McKeesport will run this clock all the way down. 5 seconds on the play clock. And a fumble. But looked to be picked up by Raymond Powell, so.
Mustangs football.
Oh. Wow. That flew right above my head as the Mustangs will take over here on first down, I guess. So 3:22 left here in this fourth quarter as your Mustangs your Mustangs will get the ball back, excuse me. Good call by Garrick Poe there. I thought the running back ended up with that ball. Maybe
it was just a big pile. It was hard to see.
Yeah, it really was. Plus I have this this pole hanging in front of me, so I just kind of looked around and then said McKeesport got it back. Kind of disappointed, but now in a better mood as the Mustangs have the ball back. So
yeah.
Hand off to number 25, Marcus Thomas, who good job there staying up as he gets maybe 7 yards. So second and 3 here as Garrick has been watching this whole game. What do you think was their most improved part in the second half of their game?
I would just say like pretty much the defense, because like really the defense had 2 times that they're pushed the Tigers into their pretty much their red zone, and kept them in there for a pretty while. And then you had, of course, the punt snap that went over the head, went into the end zone. But like I said, once you keep in their own side of the field, it's all good game, and you just need to have that all game long, not just one quarter or one half.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. As the Mustangs got a 1st and 10 on that last run with Marcus Thomas running hard. So 2:20 left here in this fourth quarter as handoff to Marcus again, who's been running very hard here in this fourth quarter. Fights for a couple yards there, but makes all the difference as .150 left in the fourth quarter here.
So apparently I am now the play-by-play man. So run by number 35, fumble. But there's a fumble on the field, and
fumbled by Larry Scafuri, who's not happy with himself.
Yeah, McKeesport Tigers have the ball now, and they're in Mustangs 37-yard line.
So McKeesport will take over.
Actually, my mistake, 38.
.130 left in the fourth quarter here, as the Tigers, as Poe said, we're on the 38-yard line of the Mustangs. So
So it looks like the Tigers have a victory formation, and they take a knee.
interesting call here, because I believe even if they nail the ball 3 times, I don't think it's going to run the clock out. So Maybe they're just looking to get out of here with no injured players.
I think he can do it 4 times, but
Maybe they'll just punt the ball back to the Mustangs, give them another chance to score. Interesting philosophy here. As you'll see them run this clock down. They won't get set till about 5 seconds left and then snap this ball. So definitely an interesting call here is number 7, Gaskins, will take a knee again. So just about 40 seconds left here in this fourth quarter with so there will be, after this play, there will be about 8 seconds left. So obviously this will end the game here as the Mustangs fall to the McKeesport Tigers 48-14. So definitely a good win for McKeesport here. Definitely a needed win as they lost to Franklin Regional. So good job there by McKeesport coming out and playing well and getting a win. So Jackson and Will hopping back on the mics. We'll start with Jackson, your 3 stars.
My 3 stars for the Plum Mustangs are going to be, I think my number 1's definitely going to be probably Colt Robb there, sorry. Excuse me, Colt Robb there, as he definitely showed us a lot of what he could do last year, or last week against Franklin, as he definitely gave me like remnants of what he did, just on a lower scale. He ran the ball well. He got to the outside, did that inside-outside move as he did last week. And I'd say my number 2 and number 3 are probably, my number 2 is probably going to be Anthony Little, who I think he did a good job of what he was provided. I mean, the McKeesport offense obviously just took over this game, and they really showed how commanding their running game was. But I think Anthony Little came out and he did fairly well for what he was given, and he made some passes, and he made a lot of good running decisions that I saw up on the sideline to get a couple of good first downs. And my number 3 is probably going to be Larry Scafuri, who took a bunch of kicks in the back from McKeesport. He took a lot of kicks in the back and ran it up for a bunch of solid yards. I think 25 plus yards every time. That's about what I can say for my 3 stars.
Definitely, I agree with that. I agree with those 3. Now we'll go to Garrick here.
Well, my number 1 has to be Colt Robb as well. Mustangs didn't produce a lot, but they did. Colt Robb produced enough that he got the 1st star. So 2nd star is, I would say, Anthony Little, because he did the best he can to make this game as competitive as we can. And my 3rd star has to go to, I'll say Dakota Sunday, because Dakota tried to get up the middle, like he tried to do what he did last week against Franklin, but he just got stuffed. But he did the best he can to try to make up yardage, try to get into good field position for the Mustangs.
Yeah, definitely. As we'll get to Will here. Will, who do you think your 3 stars here are?
I'm going to get number 1, John Harper from the McKeesport Tigers. You know, it's always hard to watch another quarterback and running back just run all over your team, but they really showed what kind of offense they run, how powerful they are at running this offense. And number 2 is obviously going to be Leighton Jordan. Also very, very good running back and quarterback combination right there. But, you know, you can't win them all. But my number 3, the positive side for the Plum Mustangs, Colt Robb. Colt Robb put this team on his shoulders in the 1st quarter, scored their 1st touchdown of the game, and was just amazing for the Plum Mustangs. And sad to see that he couldn't carry it out the whole time, carry this Mustang to a victory, but he did the best he could. So, yeah, it was amazing to see the Mustangs keep fighting to the end. Actually, in the 2nd half, it seemed like if they had another 2 quarters, I think the Mustangs could have come out with a W here or something close to that. You know, the Mustangs did a great job in the second half, only holding them to 9 yards, I think you said, BJ, in the third quarter.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the third quarter. So, yeah, I mean, the Mustangs did a great job tonight. It was an off day for them, though. Their defense had a couple holes in it, and obviously McKeesport really showed that they can really open up those holes in the Mustang defense and really just run through them. And, sad to see what the Plum Mustangs team did tonight, but, you know, they got a game next week against Armstrong and look to come out with a W tonight. I mean, their playoff hopes aren't over yet, BJ. Definitely not over. And Jackson, definitely not over. They still have a lot more of the season to go with Armstrong and then Gateway right after that. So, as we said, again, they got to beat the powerhouse Gateway Gators.
Yeah, definitely. And
what about you? What about you, BJ?
I'll agree with you, Will. For first and second, it's definitely John Harper and Leighton Jordan is in no particular order there. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due because, I mean, those two definitely had their way today. But to give a Mustang out there, you got to look at Colt Robb. I mean, Jackson set him as his first star. He's definitely been the high point since Corey Thomas has gotten hurt. I mean, he's been running hard. Same with Dakota Sunday. I mean, those two with the offensive line are definitely the ones producing on this offense. I mean, and even though, as we said, the defense let up 48 points, we saw flashes of greatness basically in that defense. I mean, 8 yards given up in the third quarter and 7 points given up total in the second half. I mean, that's definitely something to build upon as you let up 41 in the first half. So definitely good adjustments by the Mustangs. Maybe a little bit too much of a deficit for them to come back, but still a good job by both sides of the offense both sides of the ball in the second half there. As we go to Mr. Broad here, what did you think?
Well, we've been in this position before, guys, after the Penn Hills game, after the Penn Trafford game. So, I mean, Plum obviously will, Coach Morgan, Coach Adam, the rest of the staff, they'll put it behind them, and they'll move on. I mean, if they let this game affect them, they go into Armstrong, and Armstrong knocks them off, then it's a major fight between Plum and Latrobe for the playoffs. So, I have to put it behind them. They have to go out the hour drive to Armstrong next week. You have to beat them, and then you come home for a very difficult game against the Gateway Gators before you hit Connellsville and Latrobe to end sectional play. So Plum has their work cut out for them. But, they didn't dwell on the Franklin win, which was really good, and you cannot dwell on now the McKeesport Tigers loss. So Colt Robb, I thought, played well. I'm just stunned after watching that Franklin-McKeesport game. And we knew McKeesport was good, but their running backs, I mean, everyone just had so much speed. I can't believe how fast Harper and Jordan were. They looked, I don't know, maybe it's me, guys, but you guys watched.
I agree. They should watch.
Will, I mean, don't you think? I mean, they looked like different players against Plum than they did against Franklin.
Yeah,
I'm just stunned.
we saw their huddle videos. It seemed like they were just moving in slow motion, but here it just seemed like they were like 5 times the speed of what they were. But yeah, it just seemed like everything was just going for them correctly, and it seemed like nothing would go the Mustangs' way, and then the Mustangs would get a penalty, and then it would push them, it would give them an instant first down. But we didn't see a passing play. I don't see this whole game, guys.
I don't think McKeesport didn't throw a pass, and we talked about that in class. I said, you know what? Don't be surprised. McKeesport will throw the ball unless they're way behind. They're probably going to throw. You can count the number of passes on one hand. Well, you can count them. I was wrong. You can count them on no hands because it was 0.
But
I agree with you with the running thing. We watched the highlight video of Franklin, and we were like, oh, Plum could look really good against them. Their running isn't as strong as we thought. And then they come out and that first play, it was like, wow.
And with our defensive line, how they've been all season, the most consistent thing about our team is our defensive line, but they just kept pushing through us. That's the thing. Like, they would just bring a hole and no one would be there. We usually have that hole seamed up every single time, but it just wasn't. And
their speed at running back and the running backs are playing linebackers was very, very noticeable compared to our side of the ball. So, but it is what it is. You put it behind you. It's 48-14, and like you said, Will, it was 41-7 at halftime. But Plum, I mean, McKeesport kept their starters in, as did Plum, to the middle of the fourth quarter, and it was 7-7.
And we said at the end of the third quarter, they only held them to 8 yards, Mr. Brock.
I
said if they have 2 more quarters, they would have been a lot
I don't know
closer,
if they would have made up the deficit,
Yeah,
but
they would have
definitely.
been.
They were. Remember, we talked about it in school today with Aaron and a couple of the football players. I said my biggest fear is McKeesport gets the ball and drives it right down our throat.
Just keeps
and it's
going.
7-0, and a lot of the players they said, hey, that's what Franklin did. We'll bounce back. But then before you knew it, it was 14, and then we scored.
Yeah.
Did we score?
Yes.
Was it 14-7?
Yes. Yeah,
and it was 21, 20. 28. Boom, boom, boom,
35,
boom, boom, right up the line. So.
But
yes. So next week the Mustangs have Armstrong. We will let you know if we will be broadcasting the game. There's no room for us. We've already called out. There's no room for us in their press box, and we have to film in their end zone with all of our new equipment. So we don't know if that's going to happen or not. We have to talk to the Armstrong AD. So if you're watching this broadcast for 2 weeks in a row, you'll know we didn't make it out to Armstrong as we get ready for the Gateway Gators 2 weeks from now. But regardless, good job tonight broadcasting, guys. It's nice to see a lot of the former students come back up. Logan Carney, former Plum Television production student on our broadcast team, along with Alexis Savinda and
Bree Allison.
Yeah, Bree Allison and some of the girls and Evan Neff came back to visit.
A lot of people from the telethon.
Yeah, and they already made their arrangements to come to the telethon this year, which I kept on telling them is December 22nd, and they told me that's not the last day of school, it's the 21st. I told them I had no idea what I was talking about, but But it'd be nice to see everybody. It was nice. Unfortunately, congratulations to Bree Bialotta for homecoming queen. Unfortunately, the Mustangs didn't pull out the homecoming game tonight, but final score, the McKeesport Tigers 48. Was it 48 or 47?
48.
Yes, I was thinking 2 points. But the McKeesport Tigers 48, our Plum Mustangs 14. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.